Because I saw that he had some questionable receivers. I picked up Raheem Shahid, Rashid. Raheed Shahid.
Side note.
You guys know who he is.
Yeah.
Right in. Boom. We're ripping right in. All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to 2 and 6 Sports, your favorite sports podcast for unfiltered sports banter, fueled by our passion and a six-pack. Today, we're diving deep into the latest headlines, game breakdowns, and fiery opinions across the sports world. So grab a drink and dive into the action with us on 2 and 6 Sports. What's going on, gentlemen? This week, I got Matthew Malo over here, Justin Paquette.
How we doing, boys?
These guys are in the championship game for fantasy. How are you guys feeling?
Not as confident as I felt all year about my team.
Number 1 seed over there, Matthew Malo, number 1 seed. JP, I believe you were the 2 seed, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oops.
2 seed over here. I think I finished a game behind you or 2 games, but I lost the last game for no reason. But yeah,
I'm foaming over here. So.
we should.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Dude, I
was
just
like,
foamed so much.
See, that's why you're not in the title game.
I know, right?
You know? If you can't sip a beer, you can't set your lineup right.
You're telling me about it, buddy. I had like the worst draft imaginable. It was just so upsetting. I knew as soon as the draft was over, I was like, I'm not going to repeat.
I had the 12th pick.
Oh, the
Who
wraparound.
did you take with that first pick?
I took Tony Pollard.
Then who's your second pick right after?
I think Derrick Henry.
Double running backs back to back.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart, especially because all the running backs just got obliterated this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have taken... People took Bijan in the first round. That ended up fucking them, right?
Yeah, maybe it was Keenan Allen was my first pick, and then Tony Pollard.
Keenan Allen in the first round. Wow. And holy shit.
I don't remember. Is there a way we can pull up our,
There
when
is.
we get
yeah,
to it?
you can go to like the homepage.
I don't even remember my draft. I do
You
remember,
go to
though,
draft, actually.
I took George Pickens, and that's why my
And
team
then
name
overview?
is Slim Pickens.
Or it's... There you go. You could do...
Jake Elliott. The fuck?
That's you.
It's the last round, right?
Yeah, that's you.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Go up. I'm sorry. And go to draft again. But then draft results.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, right. Oh, no, that's just your team, yeah.
And that should show round
Yep.
by round.
Yeah.
Where's...
So
This is my team?
Go to team. Like, that's the whole round. But if you go to team, you can see...
Well, if you see the whole round, you can just see it right here, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
pick last.
Tony
Tony Pollard.
And then,
And
go,
then-
and go up to the second round. Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, Derrick
Where
Henry.
was
That's not bad.
Where was
strat.
I?
And that's something, huh?
I picked Diggs.
They've been consistent for me.
And then I went with receiver. I went Diggs and St. Brown. I have to say, I had 3 or 4 players queued up, ready to go before my picks, and every single time the queue was empty.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody picked. So I just started saying, you know what? I'm going to pick best available flashy. And I drafted for flash and nothing else.
Dude, I saw St. Brown on there, and I just avoided him and everything because he was just an unknown to me. I didn't think he was going to have the breakout year that he had.
Oh, he had a hell of a year last year.
I know. Last year was his rookie year, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was offensive rookie of the year last year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I didn't know much about him. I just stayed away from him. It was a risky pick, but it was smart.
Yeah.
You probably, if you knew about him, then it was a smart pick. I just
knew
didn't know about him.
and I also planned to pocket him with Goff too. My original thing was
Yeah, that's a
putting
smart play.
either Ridley or ETN with Lawrence, but I think that got blown up. So I was like, all right, plan B.
I heard Ridley was a letdown. I didn't look, but I saw he had some good games, but I also saw he had some real
I feel
stinkers.
like later in the year he had some pretty good games.
But now
what
Lawrence
was
is
it,
now
last,
dipping down.
Last
Yeah.
week or the week before he had a pretty big game?
Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But now Lawrence is on the decline a lot, and he's injured a lot.
Well, I mean,
ETN was getting a lot of touches and catches early.
Yeah.
He still is, but it's not to that,
Lawrence is a guy who we said several times, football is not who I am. It's just something I do, right?
Yeah.
You know? Tell you what, that wouldn't make me very confident.
Exactly,
if I was a fan of that team, you know?
Should be your life, man.
Yeah. You're getting
Especially
paid
at
millions
such
of
a-
dollars. How is it not?
Such a high level, too, yeah.
Yeah, especially when he was football, like he was a 1 prospect in high school. He was
Crazy.
the quarterback of a national championship team back to back.
Imagine if he cared about football then.
Right? Imagine if you cared. They sit him down. Imagine if you cared, Trevor.
I think
All right.
Jacksonville drafting was the best thing for him because no one gives a fuck
That's
about
very
anything
true.
in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
What if
Very
he got
true.
drafted to New York or
Oh,
the
the
Patriots
Jets?
or a big market team?
Dude, he would have crashed and burned in the
Oh,
Jets.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we put up here as Patriots fans, we put a big standard on Mac Jones only because he was a first round pick. He was the 15th, but not the first overall. We still treated him like you got to come out. And
What the? All right, so give me. We're gonna start now. We're gonna start with
we
the
just
Patriots
jumping
and
into
Eagles.
the Patriots, yeah, there you go.
Might as
Yeah,
well with a Mac Jones.
Yeah.
What a segue.
We got a little excited. We started talking about fantasy real quick, so we're gonna jump into the Patriots and Eagles right now. We got two Patriots fans with me, and then obviously I'm a resident Eagle fan. Well, I didn't have anything I wanted to lead into this with, but right now I do. What happened to Mac Jones? You watched that first season with him, and he looked promising. He was accurate. What happened?
I have, like,
That's what Bill's saying.
yeah,
You think?
like I got no clue. Like I don't know if it's he didn't grow with the game or like he came out hot. His rookie year
Pretty good.
started off hot. Everyone's like, okay, maybe Tom's replacement. Not that you could ever, but
Right, yeah.
but someone that could fill the shoes.
Mhm.
And then he kind of got up there and then just sizzled right out. And then next thing you know, they're booing him and chanting for Zappy. And you're like, wow, this is not what it feels like to be a Patriots fan.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
His second year, I think also they did those coaching changes with Patricia, who never ran an offense, as
Yep.
his
So weird.
OC, and
I know. I was questioning that move
he,
too.
he was on the sideline a bunch last year, yelling at the coaches, said, "Get the play in. I need the play. I don't like this play. Why are we doing this?" So that killed his. And you can tell he's like the more confidence he has, the better he's going to play. Year 2 killed his confidence, like killed it.
So he didn't buy in? You think he just didn't buy in enough to what they wanted him to do?
I don't think he bought into what the offensive coordinator and the offensive game plan was. Although Belichick, hired this guy, so it's still coming off from the top.
Yeah.
And I also don't think coming in year 3, he had high hopes. He had pretty good games early, a couple bad deflection interceptions in the Eagles game. We might have that, or the inbound catch.
Excuse me.
Against the Dolphins, we had a fumble. They played pretty good, and then the Dallas game happened, and then he's been downfall.
There
ever
was a
since.
lot of picks that he threw that I was like, all right, that should have been caught.
those.
Oh,
those
yeah.
are now,
or
yeah.
or if why are you tipping it up? Tip it to the ground if you're not going to catch it.
Or why you staring down this receiver when a linebacker's right in front of him, and
Yeah.
you're waiting him to cross, and when he crosses, the linebacker's just going to catch it.
Yeah,
anyway.
it seems like
like the Colts game.
yeah. Now they probably butted heads. He probably didn't agree with some of the things offensively wise. You get the guy's first time running an offense, really, and then you get Mac Jones, who's a quarterback and was from Alabama, who's coming from a very high caliber offense,
Yep.
probably an NFL quarterback
Style
room,
offense. Yep.
easily.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But he
Hurts
sat
and Tua?
behind.
Yeah.
He was a 5th-year quarterback, and he sat behind Hurts and then Tua,
Yeah.
and then he almost his 5th year, whatever the senior year, he almost lost it out to that Bryce Young dude, but he won this job, and he was a Heisman finalist, and he had Devontae Smith who won the Heisman. And I heard and I saw reports that Saban, his college coach, always said that Matt grew up playing tennis, and that's like an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit a bad hit, you're going to be emotional about whatever the case may be. And Saban had to pull him aside a couple of times in practice at Alabama and say, "This isn't tennis. Your teammates see your face. Whatever you have going on emotionally, that's gonna penetrate through the offense.
Oh, yeah.
Through your team, because you're the quarterback, you're the captain.
As a quarterback, everyone looks at you in the huddle. They're not looking at anyone else.
So when he's bitching and moaning about something or like complaining, it's
So leadership maybe, huh?
100%. I think.
So you think if Mac Jones had the leadership qualities of Jalen Hurts, it'd be good?
I see what you're doing there. I mean,
Do you
who
think about it? It's a
knows?
real question.
No,
though.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's just Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's a great leader too, but
he's got weapons around him too?
Yeah.
he's got
Who
1
knows?
A's.
Well, all right. So
Give us some guys that could catch a ball too.
all right. So
we go and get Juju Smith.
Well, yeah, he's not a number one. He's barely a number two, Juju.
Yeah.
But okay,
No,
go,
go ahead.
no, you
No,
had something
no,
spicy
no,
right
no,
there,
go
right?
ahead, go
Okay.
He did.
Go
He
ahead.
did look
Go
like he
ahead.
had
All
something.
right.
really
So,
spicy.
so my point here is what I was going to say is Jalen. I knew that guy was going to be the quarterback of the Eagles when Carson Wentz was still on the team because of his command.
Yeah.
His very first year, remember when Carson was still on the team and Hurts played like the last 6 games or something? Mm-hmm. You could see the poise and the command that he had. And just those two things, poise and command. He wasn't panicking, and he was willing to throw the ball away if he had to. If it wasn't there, he'd just throw it away. And he had a bad completion percentage those first few, like that rookie year when he only played like 6 games or whatever it was. He had a bad completion percentage. It was like 58 because he was willing to throw the ball away under like one of the worst offensive lines in the league that year. Mm-hmm. So I think it really just comes down to I don't think anyone's going to say here that Jalen is I probably wouldn't even put him in the top 10 arm talent wise in the NFL. I probably wouldn't. As far as arm talent goes,
Like strength,
accuracy, just all of the above, the ability to throw the football,
throwing power and throwing accuracy.
I don't think he's in
no?
top 10 in the NFL.
I'd say he's got great decision making though.
Yeah, I would say so.
He knows
certainly.
his progressions.
He can
knows
process
his reads.
quickly.
He's got the football IQ. He knows where to look and when to look where. And
But the question is because we acknowledge Jalen doesn't have the best arm talent in the league, but he's one of the best quarterbacks. I think we all agree he's definitely in the top 10. I mean, we can debate in there where he is.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So what is it?
What's the difference between Mac and him?
Yeah.
One, Jalen also has kind of a dual threat ability. Mac doesn't.
yeah,
Jalen has the best QB rating from inside the pocket.
Secondly,
Maybe not
he
this
can
year
also-
as of now, but
he can extend plays too. So that take that aside. He also has a better team around him. So if he's not accurate, AJ Brown will go get it. If he's not accurate, Devontae Smith will run and get it.
he's definitely getting more time in the pocket.
Yep.
he does get a lot of time in the pocket. He's got a good O-line.
What I do
weapons.
think helped Jalen Hurts professionally, and this happened in college, was the Tua situation.
Oh yeah,
He had he got benched I talked about this in one of your last podcasts. He got benched in a championship game, either the conference or the national.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to come in and bail Tua out when he
he came
broke in
in
half.
through the freaking bomb and won him like the national championship.
Yep. And then he transferred to Oklahoma in a spread NFL offense and learned how to play that way too. So he had 2 sides, like 2 ways of learning from 2 different highly respected college coaches in Saban and I think it was Lincoln Riley at the time, who's now the USC coach. But that was people don't get to learn that failure when you're top and all of a sudden that when you're 1A but that 1B overplays you and replaces you. You thought Jalen Hurts, because he was a freshman starting quarterback, he was going to be the quarterback of Alabama for the next 3 years. Nope. They kept on recruiting, and getting better quarterback in Tua in there, and that's what happened. But he doesn't learn how to bounce back without that stuff, and he bounces back. He lives play-by-play mode,
Yep. I mean, I feel like the Eagles kind of embody that in a way, and
I wouldn't
they've
say
won
that.
so many games this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Well, not fully. Obviously, the organization has a big hand in how things go.
I feel like in the last couple of weeks, you guys have fallen apart a little bit.
A little bit.
Isn't Hurts up there? He said in the press conference, he's like, "Oh, we have to be more dedicated." Like right after the game,
He said commitment. And he said he didn't have a
committed.
dictionary, and that was the week that they fired the defensive coordinator.
And then he came in,
Which
and
is what
said,
I think he was
have
referring to.
He kind of called out the team, and then
he apologized
back
because the
and-
team
yeah.
came to him and said, "Dude, you can't say this stuff."
Right.
That's
and
what it
usually
was.
he's on point with that stuff. But like right after the game, you get it, but still, like
Yeah, after game 2, you're frustrated. You
Yeah.
guys all saw.
I don't have a problem with
Mahomes
what
after
he
the
said.
Game, yelling
yeah,
at
right,
him.
yeah.
The way
And even
I see
taking
it,
to the press conference, yeah.
Jalen's the only adult in the room with the Eagles organization. I think Jeffrey Lurie is a meddling owner. I think he's a great owner, but I think he's meddling too much. And I think that Howie Roseman has too much say in the game plan for the week. And I don't think that the coaches have enough say. I think they just rely too much on analytics. That's why they don't have an identity, is because they're just relying on analytics for every play. They don't have a
I know.
flow.
Okay, let's get it to
You
second and
mentioned that
2.
the other day too. Yeah, you were like, as long as the analytics department over there is, and I was watching that on the other podcast that you mentioned that.
You know who runs the analytics department for the Eagles?
No.
Jeffrey Lurie's son.
Okay. So checks out.
So is that not weird?
Yeah.
And the coaches get the analytics every week from Jeffrey Lurie. So I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
You're almost telling the coaches how to plan the game where
I don't like it.
the X's and O's and the film and all
Yeah.
that really dictates it.
But also, like JP said, just get us to 2 yards. We'll get the first down. We'll brotherly shove
I do
it
like
over
that.
there.
I love that.
They run that probably like 9 times a game, it feels like.
I'd say more than that.
Because they always are in 3rd and 2 or 4th and 1.
Yeah,
always.
Kelsey
and
said
goal.
that every time Swift gets tackled at the 1 yard line, he says, "I'm sorry, brother, but you know what we're about to do."
Yeah.
Jalen broke the record for most QB rushing TDs in the season.
How could he not have?
That's
Right,
my
yeah,
boy,
yeah.
Jalen.
Yeah.
But hey,
In the
you
history
think-
books.
You think they're banning that play next year?
Roger Goodell said he didn't have an opinion, and Troy Vincent, who's second in command to Roger Goodell, said no way.
I don't think you do.
I don't think you can. Though.
You can't.
It's,
What's
it's
the-
football.
Yeah, what's
Figure out how to stop it.
That's
Exactly.
it.
What's
Or
the
figure
argument
out how
gonna
to
be?
play it as good as they
Exactly,
can.
exactly.
You know? Which every team tries
Because
to mock them,
everyone's
they
like,
can't.
oh, cut blocking or whatever it is that
yeah,
you're-
they say injuries.
yeah, but it's football.
Yeah, that's one thing. Another
You're
thing,
signing up for injuries. You're signing up to get hit. You're
you got to know, yeah. And it's not like it's head injuries, which is a big thing that they're focusing on. And also is they one thing what they did with the extra point when they moved it back is they said it's a guaranteed play, it's a free play or something. So that was one thing that they could have potentially said. But the Eagles have a much higher success rate on that play than any other
they
team in the
could
league.
probably go for 2 from the 3
still
with the
get it.
tush push and still get it. Probably
I've seen it.
65% of the time.
I like the iterations off of the tush push.
Yeah.
So
I
like
do
the
too.
handoff to
Yes,
Swift off
They
the
yeah.
know
side.
it's
or-
coming. One,
Oh yeah, what
bounce
are you
it
gonna do as a
outside.
defense? You commit.
Everyone's jamming the box up.
What do
There's
they-
12 guys in there pretty much.
What do they incorporate that like 4 or 5 weeks ago? I've seen that first. Maybe it was
Yeah.
earlier in the season.
It was
They
earlier in the season
Saw
they
that
did
first
that.
reverse. I'm
Once
like,
the
nope.
first
And
time it
yeah.
got stopped, they were like, all right, well, how can we change this?
Yep.
All right, bounce it outside.
I mean, that's what you should do anyway. As
Yeah.
a good offensive coordinator, is you show teams that one look over and over again, and then you show them that same look, but something different out of
Yep.
it. You know,
Yeah.
That's how all plays are designed anyway.
As a Patriot fan, and Matt, you may have gotten this too, is, I get hated on at work by our 49ers fans or our Eagles fans, because we suck now, and I'm man enough to say it. We're
Damn
not
straight you
good.
do.
We suck.
worst team.
Worst team.
This season,
worst team.
I'm a football fan.
Isn't that weird
Yeah,
though? You guys
yeah.
are the
I'm more
second
of a
worst team in the
gambler.
league, but your defense is not bad.
We're keeping low scoring games. We just can't
That's
produce
so
anything
weird.
on the offense.
That's so weird.
But isn't
Gerard Mayo.
it hard to build winning football game after game, year after year? And so for that 20 years,
yeah, welcome to the rest of the NFL.
these fans have to have
fellas.
some type of respect.
I know.
You know? You have to
Tom
have-
Brady ruined the NFL.
You guys might even win your division this year.
The Eagles.
I'm 25. I've seen probably 3 losing
25,
seasons.
dude. Oh yeah.
And
You know,
they have in the past. And,
You've
they
gotten
have,
all
I've
of
been
it, dude.
spoiled.
and those are all non-Tom Brady years.
Yeah.
JP
So,
at least saw some of those shit years with Pete Carroll
Yeah,
and Bill
with
Parcells.
Bledsoe and
and
all them. Yeah, I saw that.
trash ass years.
Belichick's first year, 5-11. I saw
I'm
it.
25. I've been spoiled.
Yeah, so you've been.
Oh, yeah, you have. You don't know
Spoiled.
anything else.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
All I know is Patriots winning,
Oh,
Super
man.
Bowl parades.
Oh, you're in for it, buddy.
Final four,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna go to the AFC Conference
AFC Championship
at
game.
At least.
Every year.
What was
in
that
the
stat
Final
you
Four.
said? Like
They were
9 times you were in the Super Bowl. So what would Tom
9
play?
times,
20
and then,
years
like,
for you guys?
14 or 15 in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like you said. I think you guys said that, or you said Tom played for 20 years in New England. So imagine that half the time that he played, he was in a Super
He didn't even
Bowl.
play 1 year.
That's
And he
fucking
didn't
crazy.
even play 1 full year. So
Yeah.
you know,
That's nuts. So yeah, it's literally half the time he played, he was in the Super Bowl.
insane.
Tom
Is insane.
played pretty much as as I've been watching football. I've known Tom Brady as
Mm-hmm.
the guy.
As the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I watched him get drafted. Well, that's not cool. I'm old. It's not, I was trying to frame that as being cool. It's not cool. All right, boys. This is the time that everyone's been waiting for. Yeah, I know.
It is cool because you saw the GOAT.
Yeah, that's
We're
fair enough.
lucky enough to be alive during the greatest of all time.
I saw him beat the Rams in the first Super Bowl. You think about that?
I mean, I've seen that too, but at a very
I was at
I've
the
seen
age
like
where I
more
was.
so of the video. Like I don't remember watching that game.
I remember the lead up to it.
Yeah.
I remember hearing the stories on Sports Center about how Kurt Warner was like packing groceries and
Yeah, yeah.
all this kind of stuff. I was rooting for the Rams because I'm just a contrarian by nature. So I just But yeah, it's cool. Like you saw it too. Maybe you have more of a memory of it, JP, because you're older like I am, but even older.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
But like, it's cool, like having that memory of seeing the first Super Bowl that the greatest quarterback of all time won. You know, and we were alive for all of it.
I still have the memory of him coming out in the field replacing Bledsoe when he was bleeding internally.
I remember that too. Yeah, I remember that
against
too.
the Jets, and that was the game after September 11th. So that was Brady's first starting year.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I've seen like all the videos, and like I'm a big Pats fan too, so like I've watched all like
Sure.
the videos and stuff. But I think probably one of my earlier memories is their undefeated season.
Okay. Yeah, that must have hurt.
I remember like watching. I remember watching like that video they made of like that rap song parody, like the 18-0. Did you ever see that video?
They made.
You've never seen that?
No, and I don't.
You might have to add a clip in there from the YouTube video.
Yeah, like
It was
the Patriots.
Like, yeah, it was.
They did like a local
I don't think it
commercial
was.
sort
I
of
don't think
thing?
it was the actual Patriots that put it together.
No,
it
a
was
bunch of
like
fans did.
it was like some fan
Gotcha,
ad. It
gotcha,
was like
gotcha.
they made a whole like song 18-0
Belichick
with one
wouldn't
more
allow
to
that
go.
stuff.
Like the Ballad of Brian Hoyer sort of thing. You guys have heard that as Patriot fans.
You show. Yeah, you.
Did I say? I must have texted it to you when I first started here or something. The Ballad of Brian Hoyer.
Yep.
Some fans like literally made a song
Oh yeah,
of Brian Hoyer. It was
that's
great.
hilarious.
All right, so we went way over time with this. My apologies. I'm a bad host. So let's see. This is the time everyone's been waiting for. The Smart Green Solar fantasy season recap. All right, we got number 1 seed, number 2 seed, and JP
Drum roll,
over here.
please.
This is something, boys. We get the number 1. Honestly, I can easily say as the commissioner of this league, as the number 1 and the number 2 seeds, I'm happy for you guys.
I appreciate it.
I'm happy like that nobody came in like as the 6th seed and fucked the 1 or 2. You know.
But I think this is the only league I'm in where something like that hasn't happened. One of my other leagues, it's like the 4 and the 6 seeder in the championship.
Ugh.
It's like
That
it's like
sucks.
they had like a crazy upset the last couple weeks, and it's like
I don't like that.
1 or 2 guys go off for him that
I
normally
think
don't go off.
I
for
think
him.
I held in our league though first place pretty much the whole way
I
through.
think
Yeah,
so.
you finished the first. Yeah, you finished. Cool.
I think Veda was first for a minute because just the total
'Cause
points.
the
Maybe
points,
out of the
and then
gate,
I just
losing.
started. Yeah, out the
Slim
gate.
Pickens was, dude. By week 4, you were like 200 points
Yeah.
in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I think I'm still 100 points ahead of JP.
Yeah, I was doing the
But-
math the last week of the season. I have to outscore him by like 50 or 60 points and I didn't. I lost the last game, which didn't matter. But I was trying to get that number 1. Just hold
Yeah,
tight.
why not?
Who doesn't
why not?
want it?
Yeah,
You know,
but I was
Exactly.
happy with the second. You know,
And you know what? Next year, I'm thinking what we might do is we might set up a little. So I'm going to do something for the first place, by the way, and something for the last place.
like
It's
it.
going to be like a surprise.
like a punishment.
I'm not going to talk. No. It's not going to be
All
punishment. Like we would have had to agree to that
Oh,
beforehand.
okay. I
Like,
mean,
oh, now you're in last place.
yeah.
You didn't agree to this, but you got to do this now. No, so it's like they're objects that I'm going to give to the first and last place.
nice.
I'm going to make it a surprise, obviously.
Is that coming out of our winnings?
I was gonna
Out
say
of the
Nope,
pot?
out of mine, out of the
Wow.
commissioner's,
What winnings?
out of the commissioner's pocket. But this is
Oh,
what I was
league
going to say:
funds?
is next year what we might want to do is have people do maybe instead of $100 buy-in, maybe it's $120 buy-in, so
And
that way
buy-
we can, you know.
And
I
put it
like.
to
I
a
was
pot.
watching
Yeah,
one
that's
of the
what my league
podcasts,
did, yeah.
and you were talking about how in one of your leagues,
Yeah.
there's like incentives.
We have, and I'm the commish for that league, and we have every week the highest scoring team gets $50. And
like
then
that.
at the end of
yeah,
the year,
there's all different like
we have-
spins you can do.
at the end of the year, we have 3 big categories, and because the math's weird, we pay those people 100. There's 3 of them, $166 at the end of the year. So if you win and it's $250 buy-in, so one of my buddies, he won 2 bonuses, weekly bonuses at 50, so that's 100, and he won a year end. So he didn't make the playoffs.
Wow.
So he won 266. So he really netted
Didn't make the
$16
playoffs and gets his money back and then some.
and then 16.
I like it, but I don't like it. You know, like
'Cause
I don't
it's-
want to reward people for sucking.
No,
yeah,
like,
because
but he
I
didn't-
also do like
he didn't
the
suck.
big purse.
He just
at the
didn't
end.
make
Individual weeks, he did really well on
and
individual.
at the end of the year,
weeks.
he had the most points.
How the
Yeah.
fuck do you have the most points and you don't even make the
But,
playoffs?
well, look at Steve's team. There was some weeks he was like scoring so high, and it was everybody's week
Yeah.
where they scored their most points.
Yeah.
Steve Veda?
Yeah.
He came in third still.
Still a great Well, not yet.
Well, yeah, not
Who
yet.
knows?
Not yet.
Who
Out third or
knows?
fourth at least.
Yeah.
He's at least fourth.
That was
You-
last week. Last
that was a
week,
miracle.
Yeah,
Last week,
I
I
was
thought-
watching that game, and I'm like, I don't know who I'd rather play more.
I was done. I was done last week. I was like at 71-29.
Might have been the lowest
percent.
scoring game of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a mutter, if you will. It was it was an old
Patriots
school
fan, you guys know what that is.
line up, hit each other, and see who still stands at the end of the match.
Interesting.
And that was me and Vado. Yeah.
I know. I'm excited though.
I'm
Not
glad it was you
confident. Not confident, but excited.
It's gonna be fun. You're favored still, aren't you, or no?
No,
It's JP
um,
by 6 points, right?
JP's by a few.
What do we
Yeah.
have?
Yeah. But I have
What's it
some
say
running
here?
back issues I need to take care of. Although Pittman just cleared.
I got a lot of. Oh, we did.
Thank God. I knew he was going to clear.
You know what I
Yeah.
want to see real quick? As the commissioner of this league, can you guys read for me who I picked first? I can't even see it.
Brooks.
Oh, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce's like fucking worst year as a pro.
I heard you were listening to Taylor Swift albums during the draft.
Who's my second pick? Look at, dude, Wes with taking Jalen Hurts with the 9th pick in the second round.
I'm
dude.
watching it, and
Devontae's
I
50
remember
pick.
watching the draft, and I'm like, why are we taking quarterbacks in the second round? Because now you're like, now
You start panicking.
Yeah, because that leads to
Yeah.
leads to one person getting one.
There's a run
Everyone's
on.
like, all right,
Snowball.
shit, I need a quarterback. I need a quarterback. There's gonna be no more left by the time.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, what did I do? So I went
You win
fucking
Kelsey.
Travis Kelce, tight end,
You win
Devonta Smith, a bit of a letdown. Took him too high in the second round.
Deontay Johnson.
And Deontay Johnson in the third round. That
Which
fucking killed me.
Anybody picking a Steelers player
that
got
killed
kicked
me.
in the balls. this
Well, he
year.
was hurt. He got hurt in the second game of the year.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
s-
I had George Pickens, and he's been on my bench all season. I don't think I actually put him in my lineup.
Why?
And I-
Why do that anyway? Like,
But
put him
he's
in your
had some
lineup.
good games where he's outscored some of my guys, and I'm like, but who am I going to put him ahead of on a week-to-week matchup basis?
You can't trust him.
Yeah.
You know who Slim Pickens?
It's a 4.
Matt lucked out on right here, right there.
Yeah.
Ayuk,
I know.
dude. Ayuk had a fucking killer year for you.
I know, but even, like, I'm looking at him like, oh, like last week, Joe, because he had Debo. So I was like, all right, who's going to have the better game?
That's
And
true.
I'm watching the game. I'm like, this is just a terrible game. And all of a sudden, Ayuk gets a meaningless touchdown. And I'm like, all right, here we go.
Every week, dude.
Yeah.
Every week, Ayuk will be there for you, dude. He's more explosive.
He's very consistent.
He's a better receiver than Debo.
Oh, yeah.
Debo's solid. Debo's like a fucking brick wall, and he gets yak.
Oh,
But as far as a receiver goes,
Natural receiver.
Ayuk's better.
Yeah.
yeah.
Debo's a
better.
I
today
agree.
receiver.
I agree.
Ayuk's a everyday receiver, if you will.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. That was a good pick, man. That was a good pick. What do you get in the 5th round? Who'd you get?
Who'd I go 5?
Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson.
Who's
Who's been a
beast.
dog.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to cry when I saw him listed as out this week. I was so upset.
Who are you playing for? Oh, all right. Well, hold on. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait with that. So, we just ran out of time for that. So we're going down to the waiver wire. All right. That was our fantasy year in review. Waiver wire. Starting the timer here, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about waiver wire. What was you guys' best pickups? Or let's just talk about waivers in general. Not even best pickups. Who did you guys like?
I feel like I
pick up from the
lived
waiver
on
wire?
the waiver wire a little bit at some times. I know you had probably the most waiver wires claimed all season. I think it said. It said 54.
54, dude.
It
No
tells
way.
you. Yeah, it tells
There's
you.
no way I did 54.
View details. Let me
Holy
see.
smokes, dude.
32. Millie had 51.
Someone had like a ton.
I
Where are
guess
you
moves.
seeing
I'm
this?
just saying moves. On
That's
the,
insane. 54
in the league.
If you go to
category,
league and
right?
view all, yeah, on the standings.
Yeah, waivers. I only had 32
No, that's position.
moves.
Yeah, moves.
Brock Purdy's 28. Someone had, I thought I saw, 51. Yeah, it was Milton.
That's crazy.
Hey, sometimes though, because it's like, I've been in leagues where I'm picking up a new defense every week. Defense kicker.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know?
Why not? I'm kind of on board with that, honestly. Like you pick up
You're going,
defense, you go matchup.
defense is a matchup.
Matchup based.
I did that this past week against Steve in the semifinals, and I had the Baltimore D, but because they were playing at San Francisco, I said, that's a risk. So I took the Denver D against the Patriots. I think Denver scored 15. I mean, excuse me, 5, and Baltimore scored 19.
Yeah.
But thank God I still won, or else I thought that was the move of like the week. But I'll get to the move of the week in a second.
Yeah, I know your move of the week, you freaking scumbag. You scumbag.
So all right, so
I played Chestnut Fantasy Kid.
But hey, I would have done. I would have done the same.
You would have done the same thing. Respect the
Exactly,
move.
and I said that
Respect
to you.
the move.
I
Yeah.
said that to you on Wednesday.
No, you called me scumbag, and then I said I respect the move.
I was like, you dirty motherfucker.
well, let's talk about the move. TJ Hawkinson got hurt, your tight end, right?
Yep. As soon as he's listed as out, I go to the waiver wire.
And JP picked up who?
What was it, Algonquin? Is that what his name
Who?
is?
Who? I don't even know who that is.
The guy from Seattle?
Why is that even a big pickup?
Because he had a big week. Algonquin, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the most projected points out of all the tight ends.
Gotcha.
And he was coming off an 18-point game.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
against
he
who?
had 18
Houston.
against
Was it
Who did the
Houston?
Seahawks just play?
No,
Seattle,
he had
Seattle,
18
sorry,
against
Seattle.
Seattle. He's Tennessee.
He's Tennessee.
Yeah, he
Oh,
had
the
18.
Tennessee tight end. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
He had
okay.
18 against.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So earlier this
I mean, who
week,
And this week he's playing Houston, and Houston, they got like the green in their third. Is in
Who are the
parentheses.
linebackers?
That's what I'm saying.
No one.
but I'm
Yeah.
not like.
But it's
I have
sitting on
Kittle.
his bench.
I have
Yeah, I
Kittle.
know what you're
Oh
doing
yeah,
with him.
you got to play Kittle.
I
So
know what you're
the only
doing with him.
reason I saw-
He didn't pick him. He didn't pick him to play him. He picked him to make sure
have
I
him-
don't
yeah.
play him.
So what I did, I saw, I think on Monday night, sitting there, and I saw, we already talked about this.
Yeah.
You go, oh, Hawkinson, I don't know, man, he's injured. And I saw he was out for this week. And I said to myself, I looked at it Monday night, and then Tuesday night, I said, all right, I got to do this. I checked tight ends. I was like, what would Matt pick? And I said,
you son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
and
dude.
I had
Yeah, you
my
son of a
waiver.
That's
bitch.
literally what you did. You
My-
went to the waiver.
My
wire.
waiver position was 8, and his was 11th, I
Yeah.
think. So
I'm like,
Oh.
and I
And
looked at it too, and I saw that, and I was like,
even
you
if
gotta be
I don't get
kidding
him,
me.
he's not getting him.
Oh man, dude.
So Wednesday afternoon when I didn't get the waiver wire, I just picked up Juwan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson. That's the Saints
The
tight
Saints,
end, right?
yeah.
Watch him have a game, though.
Need him to. Don't want him to. Need
That's
him
rough,
to.
dude.
But yeah,
him have a game.
Hawkinson was been so consistent all season. Probably the best performance from a tight end this year.
TJ
I mean,
Hawkinson?
Kittle's up there too.
Kittle's hit and miss. I'll
Yeah,
I'll say
should have been
that.
Kelsey.
Kelsey,
One year I take him number 1. He was like the 5th tight end or something.
I saw Kelsey go early in the draft, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going tight end yet. Like, cause I'm always like
Well, I'll tell
thinking
you.
my picks too.
Laporta had a good year, too, for
Yeah.
tight ends.
I
So, like,
took Kelsey at the pick.
Henry's been okay.
9?
But it's the Patriots. It's been a tough year for everybody.
yeah.
Hey,
He
you
gets,
look
like,
at pick
touches.
9. Who the fuck else are you going to take there?
I know.
No one knew St. Brown was going to have the year he had, except for JP, who was probably thinking his lucky stars he was there. I didn't know he was going to have that year. CD had a great year.
Yeah, he's consistent. He's the number one guy over there.
I'll tell you what, though, I'll never take a Cowboy or a 49er in fantasy.
What about a Giant?
I'll take a Giant.
Not as
Because they
against
suck.
them.
It won't affect.
Yeah.
It won't affect anything. you
Yeah.
know? Like,
But sometimes though, like I've caught myself sitting there and I'm like looking at my fantasy lineup. I'm looking at the teams. I'm like, as much as I don't want this team to win right now, get a touchdown. You know, like
it's like a team playing the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's go. That's the one thing I try to avoid. I'll admittedly I don't play or pick the guys I should. I'm a homer. I pick Eagles and I pick teams that it doesn't affect the Eagles if they do well, you know.
for me, it was easy to make those decisions
This year.
this
Yeah, I
season.
bet you knew you weren't
You know
winning
what I mean?
shit
I'm like,
anyway.
yeah, I'm not worried about grabbing a Patriots guy.
That's why
Who am I gonna pick?
That's why it
Yeah.
broke my heart picking Denver to play on Christmas Eve against
Yeah.
the Pats. But I mean, I'm in the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's hey, I'm actually as a Patriots fan. If they win, okay. But if they lose, it's a win-win for us. You know?
Yeah,
High draft pick,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
consistently this season, defensive wise, I've had Miami's D pretty much keep me going. Matched up with their kicker.
Vic Fangio.
Do you usually match up defenses and kickers?
No, but
Okay.
I've rode with them pretty much all year. I
But your
think I
kicker's gonna
actually
get points
picked.
'cause all they
I
do is
think I
score
picked
points.
McPherson
Excuse me.
The
early.
Bengals
Like
pick? Yeah.
I drafted McPherson
You
because I
drafted
was
a
always
kicker?
been a McPherson guy. But
Why?
it's McPherson, just the name alone.
Ever since he sat on the
Oh,
bench in that Super
McPhear.
Bowl,
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. McPherson.
he was listening to like Dr. Dre and Eminem and Snoop doing the halftime
That's it.
show. He should have been in the locker room.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, boys, we're moving on.
I had a good draft. I'll say that.
QB matchup. Let's
Wasn't
see.
strategy.
I know we're off. We're off the timer.
No,
here.
we're good, baby. We're good.
Go to matchups.
I can't see. Okay.
You're good.
I know QB matchup. This is a tough one for me.
Where's the fucking bottom of the? Okay.
See, we're both.
All right, so we got Tua against Jared Goff,
We're
and
both on the road.
Two is an asterisk mark right now.
Yeah, Matt's
'cause
got a
I might
decision
have
to
a
make,
game
dude.
time decision tonight.
you got a big decision to make
what time's
right now.
the game? 8:25. I got some time.
Yeah, but you gonna Tua or Joe Flacco? Matt Malo is gonna make this decision.
Never thought I'd be in
I
this
know, right?
season
I
thinking
know, right?
I'm
If someone
playing
were to
Joe
told you
Flacco.
at the end, or I mean, I'm sorry, at the beginning, at the draft, you guys are going to be in the championship game, and Matt, you're going to have to decide between playing Tua or Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
seems
crazy.
like a no-brainer, but I don't know. It's really
That
tough.
adds some spice to the matchup, though. That's fun.
We have a lot of questionable guys
And if you-
between the two of us.
If you
Who do
put
you
this guy in there,
Oh,
if you put
Kenneth Walker?
Flacco in there,
I
over
can't
Tua,
take him out.
Now I have to actually watch this crap game tonight. I have to watch the
Yeah,
Jets.
right. You do.
It's such a.
I'll be
it's-
sleeping by
Man,
9:30.
Look at this. So, all right. So we'll go.
I mean, Goff. I'll say this: Goff has been inconsistent. Like he'll go off, and then he'll have like.
but he
games
has
of,
big
like,
games.
12,
Dallas is
13,
tough.
14.
Dallas is a tough matchup.
and he doesn't play well on the road.
I don't know,
And-
dude. I don't think Dallas is that tough of a matchup.
At home, though. Dallas is home.
Dallas scores
Dallas
a lot of
in
points
in
at home.
In Texas is good.
They sco-
Dallas's defense is pretty solid, too. They got that kid, I forget his name, but he's got like,
he
what is it, 5 pick sixes this year?
yes,
Something like that?
but he's in the bottom of the league as far as yards allowed.
Yeah.
So he's like a Asante Samuel. He takes risks, and obviously it's like high risk, high reward. It pays off, but
Or
he
like
gives up
Trayvon
a
Diggs.
ton of yards.
Or like
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs, their safety. I don't know if he's injured.
Same
or not,
exact
but,
play
like,
style. They
he
both give up.
He's a gambler.
I think he's out. I thought he tore
He
his
is.
ACL.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
out all year, right? Yeah.
I think you're talking about is it that Bryant guy on Dallas?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
his
Drawing
name.
a
I'm
blank.
too. Oh, Deron Bland.
That's it.
Deron
That's it.
Bland.
Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah.
Good job. I knew it was.
I was just
it was
about
a
to say.
debate.
I was just about to say. I'm gonna look it up after this and then just throw it in the comments.
Oh, that's why. That's this effing thing's on gimbal control. That's. Sorry, I'm just looking at my camera.
So
But yeah, quarterback matchups tough.
I mean, Tua can go off for 30 if he wanted to.
It's a big game. Baltimore and Miami
I
is
hope it
for
rains.
what?
I hope
First
it
seed.
rains. I hope it rains in Baltimore that day.
Let's see. What do we got?
Probably is. This weekend's
cloudy.
filled with rain on them.
Is it not clicking? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm trying to just read the injury report. Oh, you effer.
There was a video I saw of him hobbling around
Did you?
to the line of scrimmage
It's not good.
at practice. Quad in his thumb. It's not great.
I'm just trying to.
I like how they give you advice. They're like,
It would be nice to see Tua Tagovailoa go full on Friday, but Tyreek Hill said his quarterback is not hurt.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
What do you guys? What's Miami doing? Covering injuries?
Thanks,
What's going on
Tyreek.
here? Faking injuries?
So the
Can't do that anymore.
opponent is a bigger concern than the injuries.
I know.
Oh, and no
Borderline.
Waddle. An elite defense with no Waddle. So you have Tyreek Hill,
Who's a game changer when he's on the field, but
and he's
now
kind of hurt too, right?
yeah.
Dude, I kind of think he should
I
go
think
Flacco.
I'm going Flacco.
I think you should go Flacco, man.
Let's just see who's available for claiming right now.
no,
Hey, let me just.
no, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this. I don't
could
think
go
you
Derek
should.
Carr.
Hold on, I don't
Geno
think you should,
Smith.
man. Look at.
Well, if you beat with any,
Oh, Jacoby Brissett's getting the start this week.
Let's look at the bench players. Hold on.
if you beat me with anybody but Flacco or Tua, if you beat me with a quarterback on the waiver wire, I'll give you my second place winnings. Jesus, I can't take that.
Should I go Nick Mullins?
But this is the thing, man.
He's not
Like,
even playing.
So
I know, he's-
Joe Flacco in his starts, 12 points, 14 points, 14. What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
I thought he scored way more than that.
no, and
No, that's
no,
predicted.
projected.
The
This is
second one's
actual.
what he scored.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I was
he's
wrong.
been-
I was
he's-
wrong.
he's
20,
20,
26, 20,
20,
30. Bro, he hasn't scored less than 20 all
know.
year.
I know. And who are they playing?
The Giants.
Jets.
Oh, the
Who
oh,
have
yeah.
struggled as of late.
Flacco
But
against
they're
the Jets.
top D.
Well,
They're top D.
Flacco against the they are. Flacco against the pass.
Sauce
they are.
Gardner. Ball hawk.
That secondary.
It's
Flacco loves.
man.
This
Flacco-
is so.
this is really such a tough
It's-
matchup. It really
Oh
is.
my
isn't it? And we're just
I-
talking about quarterbacks right now.
I don't know what I would do if I was Matt. I don't know.
Go with your heart.
We were talking about this like before we started too, and I was
Pick
like,
up Zappy.
I was like, JP's gonna get in here and be like, well, maybe you should pick up like
Yeah,
like
he really
Mac
was. That's
Jones
what he
and
just
play
did.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
maybe you
God,
should.
man. You got such a... All right, everyone comment down below. Should Matt Malo pick Joe Flacco or Tua Tagovailoa?
Or if you see this
other,
before
or
the
other.
8:25 game tonight,
Yeah.
just call
Yeah,
my cell
right,
phone.
dude. This is not going to be posted before that. So
Or
people will
other.
be commenting shit. All right, so well, JP's got Flacco. I mean, I'm sorry, Jared Goff against Dallas.
That's
I
a
think
tough
we already
one,
talked
too.
about this, but I don't think that's that tough, to be honest with you. I think Goff could go off in that game, man. I mean, the Tua and the Dolphins scored 22, which is not that great. It was
Is
a pretty good
Dallas
performance.
out of the playoffs? Are they
No,
in?
they're in the
They're
playoffs.
in,
100%
yeah.
in the
They
playoffs.
can still win the East.
They
They
could.
need wins.
So this
yeah.
is a big game too.
And Detroit
because
still
I'm
could
like
get the one
Detroit's
seed
Detroit's
outside, kind of.
clinched. I thought
Detroit
Detroit clinched the playoff
Clinch the
berth, right?
division.
Yeah.
They could still get a 1 seed or a 2 seed.
Okay.
So there's
So I
something
was
for them
gonna
to play
say,
too.
Sometimes, one time I was in the championship game and it was like last week of the season and players were like getting benched and I'm like, no, we need you to play. Like,
Yeah.
Yo, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Because that's the tough part. Because when you pick players on good teams, it's like at the end of the year, you almost have to look at the shit teams and pick up like waiver wire options from the trash teams who are, just going to be playing bums.
especially crunch time. Easily waiver wire is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about everything, but my biggest waiver wire this year was Nakua.
Yeah. That was pick of the year.
Puka.
Yeah.
You got Puka?
As soon as he had that first game where he kind of like popped off, I was like,
Oh, yeah, dude. I was right there, too. I didn't
remember
get
you
him, though.
saying it to me like the next day. You're like, I was also looking for him.
Oh, yeah, dude, I was. You best believe it. Dude, this year in our league, everyone was on top of that waiver wire.
It's crazy. Usually
not like that.
yeah, no.
It was a barren fucking desert. And then every time you'd go to look for someone, you'd be like, oh,
But
yeah,
it's
it's a
like-
bum.
Yeah,
Another
like
bum.
I'm looking at it even now and like, all right, who can I grab? And they're like, all right, trying to just look for a flex guy. And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
the most predicted
Trash.
points out of all the running backs is like 3, 5.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, I'm looking for a flex. The highest predicted points is 3?
yeah.
Like, yeah, doesn't make much sense. All right, boys. So we're out of time for the QB matchup. We're going down to the running back, wide receiver, and tight end matchup. So we're
Pretty
going to
much
start the
that
timer
flex
now.
spot right there.
Yeah, well, we're doing running back, wide receiver, and flex, and
Yeah.
tight end, essentially. So we're doing 4 positions in one here, boys.
So I just want to start off saying I think Chico is going to get off my starting lineup because he got a concussed. And
Oh, you're not going to play Chico?
no, he's
I don't think he's gonna play.
he's not going to play.
What's his injury report say?
I was going to say, like, didn't he play last week
He's in
coming off an injury?
No, but he got concussed again.
Yeah,
Oh, he
he
got
came
concu-
off. He
he
came
lost-
off like a leg injury, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
And then he got
He came
his
off a
bell
leg
rung.
injury, but he also came off a concussion. He cleared the concussion, but he still had a leg injury, so he couldn't play. And then he came back.
Yeah, and they
He
got
lost
his
his
bell
helmet.
rung again.
2
So-
straight missed practices.
And that hit looked bad too because
Yeah.
it was like without a helmet. So
Likely still dealing with headaches associated with a concussion.
I think he got a foot to the head too. I think.
yeah, he got kneed in the head
Yeah.
without the helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's
Not
definitely
ideal.
not playing.
Nah,
So what I'm gonna
doesn't
do-
say definitely yet, but
So if you
What are
go
your
bench,
options?
There's still a queue next.
if
to
you go
him.
to Pittman, he just got cleared. As long as there's no Saturday Simpsons like there were last
I don't know.
week.
Where are they playing Vegas? He might see some lights and
per James Boyd of The Atlantic, Pittman wasn't sporting a non-contact jersey, so he's good for practice, which suggests the wideout is progressing well ahead of Sunday's game. The Colts haven't yet indicated that Pittman has been removed from concussion protocol, though.
oh,
So
So
last
he's got to
week-
get clearance
so
from
he
an
has it
independent
cleared.
source.
Last
Yeah.
week he was cleared on Friday, and then on Saturday he had
so he'll
symptoms showing
probably
back
the game
up
they're playing
That's not good.
Saturday. They're playing Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday.
He got
last
fucked.
week-
So
by the
he's
way. He
probably
got fucked.
he's gonna have to get cleared Saturday when he gets there or Sunday morning.
yeah, because that's what happened last week.
They're gonna get to Vegas. They're gonna see all the strobe lights. It's gonna.
Oh,
It might affect him again. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, yeah, he's-
If Pittman doesn't play, I might be screwed.
Buddy, Pittman's that tackle on Pittman, by the way, is the worst hit that I've seen since Emmanuel Sanders got fucked.
Yeah,
Did
it
you see?
was-
Remember when
Just
Emmanuel Sanders got fucked by the
like,
Rams?
Look at him.
It was tough.
Like this is my flex receiver, boys.
And I'll tell you what,
That's how deep my receivers are.
I intentionally stayed away from Pittman this year because I thought Richardson was going to be throwing the ball to him, and I just didn't believe in Richardson.
And when he
that
was-
look, what a mistake! What a mistake that was. Look at Pittman, dude. He oh god, dude.
See, I took it as he's the only guy on that team because Taylor was holding out and all that stuff.
It was a better strategy
He's
than mine.
the only
Flat
guy
out.
that can actually produce. So,
Flat
Yeah,
out,
it
better
was-
strategy than mine.
Tough hit.
and he's flashy.
So you're gonna have to
I,
find someone for
if-
Pittman.
I don't know if you just saw
Like,
my
can you
team.
top my
I did
receivers?
just make a change.
Nice.
I mean, Kenneth Walker played last week when he was questionable, right?
He's always like
He's
Questionable.
yeah, he's always a questionable guy.
he should play. It's the same stuff he had last week.
Listen,
minus the illness.
shoulder issue, which
Maybe hints
They
of
rest
COVID.
him.
yeah, it looks like just regular rest. I should say.
Pistol Pete Carroll got the COVID shot for everybody. He got like 52 of them. Just right. So it's for this whole team.
Maybe that's why.
Rah,
maybe
boys.
that's why Kelsey had an off year. Maybe that's why Kelsey
Because he
had an
got the
off year.
COVID shot.
Yeah.
Or
Could
he's
be.
dating Taylor.
Moderna guy, right? Was that his or Pfizer? Was it? He's
I
on
can't
the
re-
commercials
yeah,
for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He is. I remember seeing one of those last night. All right, so we got Walker versus Pollard.
So Pollard's a beast.
Tony Pollard is a beast, but he's not having the year I would like him to have.
That looks like a push to me.
Can we click on the notes? I just want to see his
Derrick Henry not having
fantasy points.
not having as crazy of games as he normally is, but
I mean, Pollard's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
his
not
last 2
bad.
weeks.
his last 2 games he fell off on me. He middle
But,
of
dude,
the
those
season he
are-
fell off, but he's had some big games. in
Yeah,
there.
those are against class teams though.
Yeah.
On
Well,
the
so
road-
is Detroit
on the
though.
road,
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm
Best
saying.
against the run, huh?
I know.
Detroit's defense is horrible.
Oh boy.
Derrick Henry's having some iffy games too.
He had a game last week for you though, right?
Yeah, he did.
He threw a touchdown.
He's
he
like,
threw a
yeah, you
touchdown
really got
pass.
me here, baby.
He threw a touchdown.
didn't
I'm
run.
like,
Oh,
He
yeah, I
threw
saw
one.
that.
Yeah.
little jump pass.
I put that 6-game. Remember, I put that 6-leg parlay in. I sent you that image of it, JP.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's looking. I had a. But yeah, I missed that by one thing. It was Derrick Henry. He threw the touchdown instead of running it
Running
in.
it in. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you had rushing touchdowns.
I would have
right?
won like $75
You had
off of
score
$5.
touchdown and
What was it like? An
passing.
anytime touchdown?
Anytime touchdown
Anytime.
doesn't count if you
Yeah, it
pass it.
doesn't count if you throw
I was like,
it.
"Fuck yeah, you scored an anytime touchdown." It doesn't count. That's bullshit. I don't know. I don't understand why
That's
that
how they
doesn't count.
get you.
Oh,
It
I
is
won
really-
2 different bets, but I won like
Sportsbook has
370
gotten
total
me a
on
few
Sunday.
times this year.
They got me. So we got I'm on St. Brown for the Lions against
Juggernaut.
Brandon Ayuk.
They should. I think.
I don't
That's a
know.
push.
Who's? Oh, we're playing Washington.
I think they're going to cancel each other out.
Yep.
I
And then
think so.
Stephon Diggs against the Patriots and Puka Nacua against the Giants. I'll tell you right now,
And Diggs hasn't had a touchdown in like 6 weeks.
I don't
I
know
like that.
why Puka is projected so low.
He's the guy though.
He should be projected higher.
I think last week he got me.
Oh, you already did it. You already put Flacco in.
Are you doing Flacco? Go up. Go up.
Sorry,
so I'm
just
now
put
I
like
just
Flacco
changed
in
it.
already.
Yeah, I did.
57 to 43.
I think I'm.
Yeah, it went down. He was 109.
What is my predicted score? 107
Yep.
to 115.
You're the underdog, baby.
Hey,
All right,
The
hold on.
number 1 seed is the underdog going to the championship game. 12-2, first place.
I'd say I'm.
10-4.
On the-
JP lost 2 more games than you.
The last loss was just up. I didn't even check my team because I knew I was second seed.
Yeah, but that's on you.
Yeah, that's a lame ass excuse, dude.
You know what they say about excuses, right?
They're like assholes. Everybody has.
Ooh, yep.
Already knows what they say about them.
So, Ayuk St. Brown push. I would say. I think these are the first 2 are pushes.
Give me a refresh.
I know,
Walker
because-
and Pollard,
'cause-
those are pushes.
Can you give me a refresh? Because I just updated.
We're
He
both
updated?
updating.
Oh
on teams.
no!
What do you put in?
Oh no!
Pittman's
Who did he
in.
put in?
And Chuba
Pittman.
and Walker. I took Pacheco
Oh,
out for real numbers. Because I don't think Pacheco's
look at
playing
that,
well.
Matt. Now
Pacheco,
you're an even
Pacheco.
bigger underdog.
Hey,
Now Matt's a 41% underdog.
117 to 107 total. That's low for a championship.
It is low for a championship, but it's close.
what did I say to you the other day? I think championship game. Whoever is in your lineup, roster, bench, everyone, all points count. That would be insane.
That would be interesting. Maybe that's something we consider next year.
I would
you
just
know?
pick
No,
up quarterbacks.
It's obviously
yeah.
too late
I would
now.
just pick
but-
up quarterbacks all day.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah, you're in the championship
Ugh.
game. You just, I mean,
you
maybe
wouldn't
we
make it.
maybe we limit like, okay, you can only get a second quarterback in there. But
That would definitely have to be a
No,
rule.
I think
but that would be something cool to see. Like, okay, because
what it should be is you can have one trade off So
yeah, that too. Like, oh, you
if
get
you
a
have
guy
a
on your
receiver that
bench.
scored, if I had Zay Flowers on my bench that scored more than Diggs or St. Brown,
Yeah.
I could trade that off.
Look at that. I traded JP Chuba Hubbard in the middle of the season.
Yeah, that was the one everyone was like, They sit next to
Dude,
each
no,
other.
that was a good trade. Who'd
That
you give me?
was-
I gave Dubes and Hubbard for who?
Najee.
No, there was one trade. where
Najee
everyone
Harris, that was the
Milton
one.
and Dave.
Yeah,
It was Milton and Dave. Yeah, that was the Cooper Cup
Yeah,
trade.
yeah. We were like,
Yeah, we were
I
all
think
like,
Steve
smells
came up,
fishy.
Steve came up
Yeah.
to me and you came up to me. He's like, "What's this trade?" I was like, "Yeah, I know." They snuck it through too.
Yeah.
They
I
snuck
They
it.
vetoed
didn't
it.
say anything to anybody. I didn't even check for vetoes or anything.
I vetoed that shit. I don't know if anyone else did, but I vetoed it and I put in the chat. I said this smells suspicious.
At least we can do trades in this league. My other league,
Oh, people veto it out of spite, right?
it's all spite. Yeah, we all hate each other.
Everyone-
we all grow up together
yeah,
and best
one of my-
friends.
yeah.
but I'm not going to see this motherfucker shine.
Yeah. One of my leagues
They
is
get
like
jealous.
that too. Every time you propose a trade, everyone's just so in love with their team. They're like, I don't think this makes sense for me. And then you got to trade them like 4 guys for like 1 guy.
They put
for
too much
them
value in their in their player.
Yeah. I'm like, come on.
You guys are assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So now I have to drop 3 other guys just to get the
just
guy
to get
I want.
this guy. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what I was going to do. I think the reason what I did with JP, why I gave him Dubes or Hubbard was I had to cut somebody. Excuse me. So I looked around the league and I was like, well, instead of cutting someone, I got starters on my bench. Let me see who I can give 2 people to for 1.
Yeah.
Gave JP Chuba Hubbard and fucking who
Dubes.
else? Romeo Dubes.
Dobbs started 1 game for me.
You should have started him more though. He
Look at
scored
my
like
receivers.
17 points
Look at my
multiple times.
receivers.
That's fair. That's fair. That's very fair.
I just had him like a bye week for Diggs late. I put him in. He did okay.
Yep.
And Chuba's a saint, like a godsend right now because
You're welcome. Well, I mean,
I have no running backs.
you would have had Najee though if you didn't have Chuba.
And Najee's not doing crap.
He scored a few points last week.
There was a game where I actually benched Derrick Henry this year.
Wow.
How'd that work out for you? Did you win?
For who?
I think I still won the game.
Wasn't a good choice though.
No. No. And
Is he
I
on your team
remember-
still, the
I
guy
think-
that you played him for?
I think, yeah.
David
not like
Montgomery?
Yeah, I think I put
Must have been
Montgomery,
Montgomery,
in,
yeah.
yeah. And then last week I picked up Ty Chandler and ended up playing Ty Chandler at the flex.
So you should put Montgomery.
Didn't
in.
work out for me then either.
Really? You don't have Ty Chandler anymore? You
No,
dropped him?
I dropped him.
Dropped his ass. Wow, 1 week and done.
Well, because I was looking for like,
You had him this morning, right?
yeah, I think because I picked up, because I saw that he had some questionable receivers. I picked up Raheem Shaheed, Rashid. Raheed Shahid.
Side note.
You guys know who he is.
Yeah. Side note.
guy.
I love just going up to Matt like every day, and we say hi, and then all of a sudden he'll go, "Bro, I lost my bets this week," or "Bro, I'm taking this." We talk about bets or fantasy. No small talk, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
boom. Let's get right to the point.
I also picked up DeMarcus Robinson,
DeMarcus Robinson, who the fuck is he even playing? The Giants?
Rams.
Right, the Rams. Wow.
But I was looking. I was like, all right, just to grab him in case JP wanted him. Just looking at
That's
guys
fair.
now.
That's fair.
You know, he did it to me. I was just looking.
Is Keenan playing?
I don't know. He's in there right now at the flex.
And he's at Denver. I think Russell Wilson's going to play in the secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, poor
They're
That's
Russ.
your
saying-
boy, Mike.
Russ?
Yeah.
He's not my
You
boy.
were all about
Come
him
on,
last year. You're like, oh,
Broncos.
let's ride Broncos country.
Alex, I was laughing.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
you're right. I
ride.
was because I picked Jerry Judy
Yeah.
in the draft last year.
yeah.
Not this year. Last year, I picked Jerry Judy.
I
He
like
helped me
Jerry
win.
Judy, though.
He helped me win last year.
You did win last year.
Didn't he? Helped me. He was a part of that. He was a part of
Inaugural
that.
season.
That's right. That's right. All right. So we're going to wrap up this section. So running back, wide receiver, tight end section, and we're also going to include the flex in this. I'm sorry, Matt, but I'm going to have to give the edge to JP. It just looks like
Yeah, he
he's
has
got
it.
the edge here, especially
If my Qs turn into
the tight end position is what really stands out. Is he's got George Kittle against your Joanne Johnson.
but Kittle goes hit or miss.
Yeah.
And little short story about Kittle. I was
I don't
playing
know.
Steve
Jawan's
last
done
week,
well.
and I was up by like 35 or 40 going into Sunday night or Monday night. I'm sorry. And I had Kittle, and he had McCaffrey.
Excuse me.
And the worst thing you can do is say, all right, I got this. Kittle had 9 points in the first quarter, and that I knew I was like, all I need to do is get like 10 or 15 from Kittle to cover that 40. Because even if McCaffrey gets 50,
Yeah.
I still win. And he had a 54-yard catch.
A season too.
He is MVP.
Yeah.
Am I not right from our first
I'd say
conversation?
offensive player of the year, not MVP.
Sure. Okay.
I wouldn't personally.
Okay,
I
no,
wouldn't
you might
only
be right.
because I think the Dolphins are still in the playoffs without Tyreek Hill. As long as they have Jalen Waddle, I don't think that the 49ers are the number 1 seed or even close to it without Christian McCaffrey. If they had like that Wilson dude from last year as their running back, come on.
Hot take though, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he put himself up there.
I don't
man.
know, but if you look at his
It's
seasons,
not Purdy, I'll say that.
if you look at Lamar's season stats, they're not MVP numbers.
They're not.
They're really
I checked
not.
him before the Niners game.
Yeah, they're not MVP numbers.
But
They're like Tom Brady numbers when he
9
was
out
like,
of 10 times the MVP goes to a quarterback.
That's
Yeah.
that. It's
Offensive,
yeah, it's
I'm
so-
saying that's
I
what I'm.
don't- yeah,
I know you
yeah.
guys had talked about it on other episodes too. I think
But this year, like, it's so like quarterbacks are so. I don't want to say mediocre, but they're all like, they're not breaking They're not like breaking records, right?
They're not amazing. They're not great.
And the receivers are throwing to are breaking the records, or the running backs are. But
yeah,
they have,
a lot of yak. A
Tua-
lot of yak this year.
I honestly-
Tua, I mean not Tua. Tyreek Hill might not break the record
I would say
after missing
CMC
out
versus Tyreek.
the last game or so.
That injury really hurt him.
I would say
Unintended.
CMC versus Tyreek right now in MVP. And
Yeah.
Lamar, and add Lamar. If Lamar runs Miami,
I think I
this
looked
Sunday,
at it the other day, and Lamar was in the in there actually.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a favorite. I think it's still for some reason Purdy, but
I think it is just because the numbers.
No, it's not Purdy.
Look, I
After
don't
Sunday
agree with
night-
it.
After,
I'm not
after
saying
Monday night. I'm sorry. After Monday, no.
he's not even close to being literally the most valuable player in the league. He's not even fucking close. He's not even in the top 20. I'm not putting him in there.
he's definitely putting up stats though.
But dude, the stats are MVP numbers. They're MVP.
Sure.
You can't deny that. So like
You can't deny the numbers, but the real voters will look at like,
I don't know, man.
like he could have
don't
ran
know.
up the
Sometimes
score
I
on
feel
crap
like
teams and scored like 4 touchdowns.
The voters
It's literally true.
Yeah. Sometimes I think though the voters want what the people want.
Well, who do the people want?
Purdy.
Do they really?
I think they do.
They want that dream scenario.
It's an underdog
Mr.
story.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Second full what is
I mean,
this
let's go
his
through
first
this.
full
Like, who
season?
else
right?
would
Fun
it be?
story.
Who else would it be? It would be like the top
That's
3
like-
we talked about: Tyreek, CMC, and Lamar.
And then Purdy.
And
Those are
then
the
Purdy.
four. That's
Yeah,
it.
those
It's
are
not
the
going to be
four.
anyone else.
That's
It's
it.
those
And
four.
I think
But Purdy
gets it. Just like the same reason why DeMar Hamlin probably wins comeback player of the year.
He played like 3 plays this year.
Yeah. Think they put him out there on a PAT or a punt return or something.
Oh my
If that's the definition of MVP,
You know what I mean?
the most valuable player, put Mack in because they've won more than they lost
Yeah.
since he's got bench. So just bench him. He's valuable on the bench.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
That's,
You know,
that's
Mac
bad
10.
either way. All right, boys.
I know we got off topic there.
No, we're good. We're good. So we're moving to defensive matchup. What do we got? What
This
are we
is
working
interesting. This is fun.
with? It is because honestly,
Denver.
it might come
Kansas
down to the
City.
defenses. It really might because it's a close matchup. Right now, JP's projected to beat you by 10 points.
If you check too, all of our games are mostly at 1 o'clock, except for a handful of 4 o'clocks, which 2 of our
Both
defenses play. Keenan Allen plays, and then Kenneth Walker plays. But everything else is done before 4 o'clock. on
the
Sunday.
Chargers don't have Justin Herbert,
That's it.
and you're playing the defense, playing the Chargers with a
Who
backup
just
quarterback.
came off a
But Kansas City is playing a team with a backup quarterback as well, with no Jamar Chase. Right? Is Jamar
Yeah.
Chase playing?
no, I don't
No,
think so.
he's been hurt last week too, right?
He got hurt last
Yeah.
week again. Yeah.
Well, no, last week I'm pretty sure he was on
he
the
out?
sideline in
Was he?
street clothes.
Okay.
I know.
So we're both picking teams, AFC West teams that are playing
This
crap
is
teams.
like the worst championship
If you
like
run our rosters
combination
back
of
and
things.
forth, I
Like,
know, right?
like from where it could have been. Like if you would expect to look at a championship game and seeing like Joe Flacco, like we said. I know. You know,
It's very true, but I
Chuba
mean
Hubbard.
that's part of being a championship team owner. You know, in fantasy,
you scratch and claw to get there any way possible.
Absolutely, your team at the beginning of the year is not going to be your team in the championship game if you make it there. It wasn't for mine last year. You know,
I think my 4th pick was Najee, and
I think that's half the battle. I'd say 3/4 of the battle with fantasy football is your team management.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Paying attention to the waiver wire. I knew my other 2 leagues, my team was kind of ass. So I really dumped all my eggs into this basket at probably like week 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, you should have done it before that. You were the number 1
Even
seed
then
by week
too,
4.
but yeah, like still trying to like make the playoffs in all my leagues, showing love to every team. I think in like a consolation game, I think I benched my whole team in one of my leagues.
Oh my god.
See, I have a rule.
And everyone was like, "Oh, this kid's an idiot."
I was thinking about releasing all my players, like Milton said.
See, I have a rule in our league because something happened like our not this league, but the other league I run, the big money league, where because somebody a couple of years ago, Diddy wanted a playoff position like to play a 6th seed, so he wanted the 3rd seed, not the 4th seed. Or the 4th seed, not the I don't know. It was something weird, but
he was trying to get the matchup
he
wanted.
benched everybody, so he was only in the playoffs, so he lost, and so we could play that person the next round, smoke him, and then he made it to the finals that year, and so now I said you have to play.
You have to put a lineup out.
You have to put a full lineup out, no matter what, and you also, I'll lock your team at the end of the year if you're not in the playoffs. Although, like, it's honest system, I don't lock them. But
what do you mean? Why would you do that?
So they can't, like, if they're just gonna dish off players, like, release them.
Oh, because you have a continuous league,
people.
right?
Yeah. Like, and then like, let's say a 3 seed has a 1 waiver wire. They see that guy get dropped. They put a claim in. They're gonna get him. They could have like, and we're close friends, so they could have like inside information and stuff like that. Hey, Mike, I'm dropping this guy. Just be ready to put a claim in on him.
You know? Son of a bitches, dude. That's going to be a pain in the ass to be a commissioner in that league.
Oh, God, it is.
I know, that's got to be tough.
This is like the easiest league I've bet in.
Yeah, you guys are fair. No one tries any fishy shit, really, except for Milton and Dave.
Except for Milton, I was going to say.
Yeah, except for Milton and Dave.
Except for one fishy trade everyone noticed at the end of
Except for those 49ers and Dolphins fans.
Oh, yeah. We noticed. I texted JP that day. I was like, hey, Dave and Milton are friends. And this just doesn't seem like a fair trade. What do you think?
They sit next to each other every day.
And they were talking about it. I remember
talking about football.
Dave's out of the playoffs. And this is at the point where Dave was totally out of the playoffs. So it seemed like he was unloading his team to Milton.
Dave was in last place for a while.
Yeah, his team sucked.
Then there was a few guys that just gave up on their team, I did notice.
You know who I owe an apology to is JP, because after the draft, I think I texted him and said, dude, your fucking draft sucked. You drafted Najee Harris, who's a broken down Cadillac, who I ended up trading for, by the way, so don't I look like an idiot?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. I know for a fact. JP texted me. He was like, "Oh, I feel really good about my team," and I put him down. I was like, "Dude, your team sucks. You drafted like an idiot. Najee Harris is a broken down Cadillac." And now I'm the one who looks like a jackass because my team, I didn't even make the playoffs, and JP's in the championship game.
I said my draft was what dreams were made of. Best director, play personnel in the league by far. That's what I said. And then you come back saying Najee Harris is a broken down Cadillac. Kenneth Walker is going to lose carries and the number 1 RB spot to my boy Charbonnet. Yeah. Michael Pittman has one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in collegiate history throwing the ball. And you got Lamar's receivers. I don't know, man.
Could I have said anything else more fucking stupid?
More so dumb.
No, I was dumb.
More so wrong.
I was wrong. It was very wrong.
Ball doesn't lie.
It doesn't.
I wasn't confident in my team coming in because
you shouldn't have. I got into your head, right? Who did you draft that was a Lamar receiver?
Oh, I remember
Zay Flowers, and I think I had Bateman, but I dropped him.
I remember after the draft, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn.
Who I haven't touched. Zay hasn't been in my starting lineup this whole year.
Yeah, I remember though, like sitting there as soon as the draft ends, I'm like sweating. I'm like, all right, that's done. Let me process this. I'm like,
let me see the best. Yeah, let me build a starting lineup here.
And now I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I think I could work with this. 12th pick, not as bad as I thought I was going to get.
12th pick.
I think
as long as you have a strategy.
The last two picks in a snake draft, you can't go wrong with those spots.
Nope.
because
you
of
can.
you can.
But you
can
didn't.
go wrong in
You
any
can,
pick.
But you didn't.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
You can
but-
always. That's always a possibility.
because it's like
You
okay,
control the draft a little
Yeah.
bit more. Like you, like other players dictate what you can pick, but then for the next two,
yeah,
picks,
like
you get
when
to
West
build.
picked a quarterback, everyone's like, all right, we need quarterbacks. I bet you can see how many people picked a quarterback in the next round. It's
Mahomes went pretty soon after that. I'm pretty sure. I think like 3. In the
I
third
also
round.
think maybe West picked Jalen Hurts for his team name.
and out of spite to you because you were
could-
talking-
no,
you were
maybe
talking
not
about
out
it.
of
I beat West last year in the championship game.
Maybe not out of spite, but
And Hurts
for
to the
his
squirts.
team name. Yeah, yeah.
Hurts it.
I made my team name after. I was looking at it. And I was like,
Oh wait, West made that name first.
maybe
He may have-
I don't know.
he may have
Maybe
already
he had it
up.
in his head,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I was gonna say if he
I
made
think
his,
before my team name was just like Team Malo.
yeah.
So is mine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or whatever it was last year.
I don't remember what yours was last year.
Neither do I.
I know
I've had
Detroit
some.
City was.
I've had
new.
some pretty good team names in some other leagues.
I'm really upset because I thought my team name was awesome. Brock Turdy's Chicken Wing.
I liked it.
Oh, it was awesome. It made Milton mad. I loved it.
Oh yeah. So he had to come back in.
yeah, exactly. He
Exactly.
did. He did.
One
All
of
right,
my
boys.
leagues I have it's Show Me Your TDs. That's my team name.
Oh, that's a good name. That's a really good name. I like that.
Yep. I've had that name for like 3 seasons now.
Everyone likes TDs. Oh, I'm moving this arrow all over the place. What's going on here? All right, so boys is the last segment of
this would be like
the
a defensive
podcast.
Our fantasy line. Yeah,
I know.
It's going to be a. We might not break 100, but it's going to be like one of those old school. Let's go.
I don't
I'm
know.
excited for the game. I'll be
Shout out
watching all the
Joe
games for you
Flacco
guys.
tonight. I need you,
You
baby.
playing Joe?
I'm playing
Locked
him.
in?
He's in. He's
I'm
in.
watching it then. I'm 100% watching
I'm
it.
still co-commish. I can just
Honestly,
change your team. I can log in, change your team.
that's fucked.
I know.
Yeah, imagine. I wouldn't.
Imagine I look at my team tonight and I'm like, oh shit.
I wouldn't.
He
allow
dropped
that.
two.
Yeah, right.
He dropped his whole team.
I still I gave Mike the commish, but I still gave myself co-commish just in case Mike acts up.
It's a good.
I don't know,
move,
Mike.
honestly.
You've done a great job.
He did. He
Appreciate
has.
it.
He
I
has.
made some fun hype videos for you guys. You
I
know.
love them.
Yep. Good. I'm glad someone does.
I'm
I
looking
enjoy
forward
them.
to seeing what you do with
I'm glad you do too,
Championship
you know?
Week video coming out.
Oh yeah, there'll be one.
know
Don't
this.
worry.
I
Don't,
know
don't
it.
you
I
worry.
know.
I'll
I
have
bet
one
it's going to
ready for you
include some
guys.
of this podcast too.
Oh,
Which would
yeah.
be great.
Oh, I could. It's
Some
gonna take some
voiceovers,
extra
some
effort.
shit
I
Some
just
good
might.
clips in there.
Some shit talk. I'm not feeling confident. He's not feeling
I
confident.
know. We're both looking
We
at our
might score
teams like
over 100, maybe.
Yeah. Right.
yeah, final score
Watch
predictions.
Veda go for like 170 this week.
Yeah.
Oh, he could. Veda's team's great.
He's got a
Yeah.
good team.
Which I was nervous about going in. I was like, oh,
I
I'm
don't
losing.
know who I wanted to. I think I had.
you
Joe
probably
B.
wanted to play JP.
I think I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't know who I want to play. Steve always puts up points.
Yeah.
He didn't last week. Thank God.
Nope.
Neither did you though, but
No,
you just
I
put
was
up more
lucky.
than him.
No.
It was a good game though.
I know.
Good.
I outlasted him.
I
if you
think I
will.
watched your matchup more than I watched mine last week.
I
Sorry,
checked yours
Joe.
a lot too. I checked yours a lot. Because you were down for a minute and then you came back
At first,
up,
I was
and then you were
like,
separating.
I don't know, because Keenan Allen was out. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I even told Joe, I was like, you might beat me this week. He goes, yeah, probably not.
It was a good game though. You and Sock. It was a good game. All right, boys. Let's see. So let's move on. We're going to go with the picks. We're going to try and fly through these in the actual 6 minutes that we have provided to us because we're already over a minute.
Just
or
winners,
over an
right?
hour.
Just winners.
Sorry?
Just winners, right?
Yeah. Give me a winner. Give me a winner and give me a sentence or two. You know. So let's see. I got Matt first. Let's see. Matt, what do you got? Jets, Browns. You better be rooting for the Browns. Give me
Gotta
the
go
You
Browns.
have to
Gotta go
Browns.
my boy Joe Flacco.
You got Joe Flacco starting for your fantasy team, so you have to.
Take us home to the promised land, baby.
Browns, so it'll be like 6-3.
Oh. JP
Yeah, but
wants
a
the
lot of
best of both
completions.
worlds.
A lot of completions.
I'm
a lot
rooting
of
for that
yards. Not a lot of touchdowns.
A lot of completions.
PPR league. He can get the reception.
That's fair. That's fair.
But he's not like
He could throw for 200 and get 1 touchdown. Cool.
6-3, 0 touchdowns. But
Hey,
unless they're
maybe they get a blocked extra point. Who knows?
Well, we all got the Browns here.
I'll take that all day.
It's been
Like,
honestly, it's been impressive what the Browns have done. Stefanski,
Yeah.
coach of the year.
yeah.
He's the coach of the year.
I'd say
I don't
that.
know. They might be giving it to the Lions.
Dan
What's his
Campbell.
face?
They
Dan
could.
Campbell, yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
That's one of the
I wouldn't
two.
mind.
See,
One of the
but,
two.
but they haven't like.
Yeah, anyone else is bullshit.
Bill Belichick.
Right?
I think Stefanski gets it because he lost Watson he's lost players.
He's done more with less.
He signs Flacco off the street, puts him in a position to win. All Flacco does is sort of Amari Cooper and Njoku.
I watched
Proven
this thing on
players, and that's it.
SportsCenter. Joe Flacco was throwing to high school kids at the end of the school day. He'd like grab random kids and be like, "Hey, come catch passes."
The Lions were predicted to kind of be up here.
Yeah.
The Browns, without
Very
Watson,
true.
not so much.
Ever since the Lions were on Hard Knocks, they just started climbing up.
Yeah.
Their defense
The
is
publicity
iffy.
and all that
but-
stuff. Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on then. So that's a good segue. Lions at Cowboys. Good game. Saturday.
a
Saturday
tough one.
football, people. We get Saturday
I
football.
love Saturday
Love
football.
Saturday football. Oh,
The December is the best time of year though because you get a football game every
All about
single day.
girlfriend's not all about it, but I am.
How cool is
See,
Christmas?
my girlfriend loves football.
Really? Oh, mine does too. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
She used to be a Patriots cheerleader, so she's like,
You're dating a
gung-ho.
Patriots cheerleader?
X.
Whoa! Everyone. Hey,
No.
Matthew Malo, subscribe, like, give the YouTube channel a like. Everyone subscribe, share it. Matthew Malo's dating an ex-Patriots cheerleader.
Hey,
It's worth it.
it's worth something. It's worth something. But yeah, it's
So you
She
got
loves
Lions and
football.
Cowboys. What the hell are we talking about here?
Lions, Cowboys. I know. Now we're sidetracked. Now we're
Oh
sidetracked.
no, because we were talking about
Girlfriends
more
liking football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You got
Saturday
it.
football every day.
Exactly. I
That's
love it. I'm there for it.
This is a tough matchup.
You got to root for
I
the Cowboys.
think the
'cause
Cowboys take it because
This-
they're at home.
That just come out of your mouth.
I'm rooting
for the
Look,
It was a
I'm rooting
whisper,
for the
though.
Lions.
I heard the
I
C word
know
out of your
you
mouth.
are.
And
Actually,
Whoa,
no.
whoa, C word.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm
That's what
rooting
Eagles
for the
fans use.
Cowboys this game. I'm rooting
Because
for the
of a
Cowboys.
matchup for playoffs?
No, because the Lions are the 2 seed right now.
See?
I need the Lions to lose again.
But if the Cowboys win, do you still have a chance to win the?
Yeah, we win the division as long as the Eagles win out.
Okay.
Eagles win
All
out,
right,
we
you
win the
self-control.
division, but we need the Lions to lose one more game because if they don't, we're not the 2 seed. We need the 2
Yes.
seed. So we got Malo's got the Cowboys. What do you got?
Taking the Cowboys.
Your
yeah.
Cowboy points, JP, right?
What's the
You're gonna take
spread
the
on them?
Cowboys?
I might
Stop
take
it.
their points too.
5.5
Given or taken?
Cowboys. Giving.
Yeah, minus 5.5, right? Yeah. I might take Lions
I
plus 5.5 on that one, but this is not a betting segment.
All right, we
I'm
got
gonna
two-
go with my heart. Lions.
Lions,
Detroit
okay.
City.
I'm
You're
also,
a big Detroit guy.
I guess you could say that.
It's so hard to root for the Cowboys. I'm gonna
I
root
know
for
you
the
said it's
Cowboys.
They're my NFC team.
Yeah,
Again.
I know you said that.
The Eagles were until he pissed me off, and I was like, no, I'm Detroit now.
Oh God, I gotta take the Cowboys.
Pains you to say it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta
Say
take
it with
the
your
Cowboys.
chest. Say it with your chest.
I'm taking the Cowboys. All right, so
Didn't sound like your chest.
I know I can't. I'm unwilling. Titans at the Texans. CJ Stroud playing? Anyone know?
I heard he is playing.
Texans. I got the Texans.
I'm taking the Titans. Derrick Henry's going to go off.
Malo's taking the Titans because he's got invested interest in Derrick Henry.
Stroud is playing.
Okay. At home.
He's got a cannon.
Stroud's
Hey,
good.
last time Houston, though, I'm pretty sure last time Titans played Houston this season, Derrick Henry had a big game.
I could see it. Houston needs more pieces.
Houston doesn't have that
They haven't built their
Core,
defense.
they don't have a core
They
yet.
don't have that solid upfront defense.
They need a couple more drafts, couple more free agencies. 3 years from now? Or not even. 2 years from
2
now.
years from now.
2 years from now. Texans,
After next
Super Bowl
season, they'll
contender.
come in.
not next year.
No,
The year after
next
that.
year.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl
yeah.
contender Texans.
I like it.
Texans because they're at home. Unless I like Will Levis and his swag.
Come on. What are you taking?
Texans.
Texans,
I said
okay.
that because they're home.
All right, so me and JP both got the Texans.
I'm going to go Titans.
Falcons at the Bears.
Not
I'm going to go ahead
watching
and I'm going to cut everyone off. I got the Bears.
Bears.
Yep, Bears.
it. Not watching
Justin
it.
Fields.
Justin Fields is playing for his basically career.
The
Yeah.
future Patriots.
Yeah.
Like the quarterback that should be on the Patriots. They should have drafted him.
Falcons
sooner.
are playing for the playoffs, aren't they?
Falcons are playing for pride, maybe.
I think the Falcons are playing for a playoff spot.
Who's starting for the Falcons at quarterback?
Heineke.
Okay.
Yeah, but they also lost to
I'm
the
gonna
Panthers.
I'm going with the Bears.
All right, I'm going to start this
that's
timer
it.
over. We got 6 minutes left to finish this whole thing.
All right.
Starting the timer over.
Dolphins
So we're all
ready?
taking the Bears?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we have to.
I like that pick, though.
Who's your
Soldier
favorite?
Fields, right?
The Bears have an offense. They have an offense.
They got something.
All right, we got next up. Where the fuck
Bears
is
are
my
favored in
mouse?
Dolphins, Ravens. That one's tough.
Dolphins at the Ravens.
That's tough.
I'll tell you what.
I'll go Ravens. I'll go
jeez,
Ravens
foam.
only because
I'm gonna
they
take the
went to the
Ravens.
road and they killed the Niners.
Yeah,
Demolished them.
I'm gonna take the Ravens as well.
They're running on the high.
Just
they're
because
getting
I
hot.
think
They're getting
Tua needs to have a bad game for my pride.
I mean, it doesn't hurt you if Tua plays well.
If
He
he plays
doesn't-
better than Joe Flacco,
It wouldn't be good.
it wouldn't be ideal.
In Baltimore.
That'd be mismanagement by you.
I'll kick myself in the ass for a whole season.
I'm taking the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins beating the Ravens.
Yeah, but what do you think about Tua? You think he has a good game?
No, I think honestly, to be honest with
No,
you, I
if
think
they
this
beat 'em.
Ground
it's a
and
defensive
pound.
struggle.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
gonna be-
this
you think?
game.
Does
I
the,
think
do the Dolphins have
Whatever
a
the
defense
under
to
is,
hold up?
whatever the under is,
Mm-hmm.
take the under.
47,
I'm taking the under.
Yep. I think this is a
and it's a 3-point spread.
This is like the Dallas
It's
game.
equal on neutral.
This is
'Cause
like the
every
Dallas
team
game.
gets a-
22-20, something like that, you know? Dolphins, Ravens. I'll take the Dolphins. These guys got the Ravens. Next up, we got the Saints at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are playing
I love Baker's
for a
feeling
home
himself.
game, right?
Yeah.
Baker's feeling himself. And if
Raymond
Baker,
James, been there.
have you?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Bucks. I don't know if they're going to win.
Saw Aaron Rodgers play Tom Brady.
In that NFC Championship game?
No,
all right,
regular
all right.
season,
Okay.
but
What that playoff game? Whatever.
yeah.
I got the Bucks.
Bucks. Yeah,
Bucks.
Baker.
All
Bucks.
everyone's
You know,
got the
Baker
Bucks.
gets $1 million bonus if
Bucks,
they win the
but-
South.
Juwan Johnson.
Does
no.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We got the Saints tight end popping off.
Hey, he could go for like
Give me the catches. Give me the yards after catch.
8 for
Give me
46. That's
Trash
12
yards.
points.
Give
Yeah.
me-
garbage points.
I'll
I
take.
love it.
I'll take 12 for 86.
Well, see, now you're
No touchdowns.
Now
though.
you're asking
I'm
for
That's
cool with
rough.
that.
12
you're asking
receptions,
for a lot.
dude.
For a tight end, we're dumping him off.
Pats-
I guess if you're a
Pats
shitty
and
team,
I
Bills.
thought
I
about
could see it.
it's Saints.
Pats and Bills.
Well, I think
I got the Bills because I'm rooting for them.
Of course,
I got to
you
be
think
honest
the
with you
Bills.
guys.
We all know the Bills.
So a lot of these teams. Oh, get my hand down there. So a lot of these teams.
13.5.
A lot of my picks. I'm picking for who I'm rooting for. I'm not necessarily logically picking these
Oh,
picks.
okay. All right.
Not that it's
I'm picking as a betting man
okay. So Matt's
a
picking
little-
realistically.
with a
I'm picking
little-
as a fan.
with a little fantasy championship at heart here.
Well, I got the Bills. So who you got then?
I'm taking the Bills,
Okay.
but I don't think it's a high scoring game.
Whoa. Okay, slugfest. Well, no.
I'd
Defensive
say-
struggle.
I'd say 17-10.
Wow.
No.
Ugh. Not watching that game.
Boring game to watch. yeah.
What do you got,
But aren't
JP?
all the Patriots games boring games to watch?
Yeah, and I never watched the Patriots. You guys are so fucking boring.
I think it's the Bills.
Even Tom's last few years, you guys are so boring.
Because it's predictable.
I hate to say
So
it.
boring.
You know what's happening every play.
I think it's the Bills, but the Pats cover
Yeah.
13.5.
That's what I'm saying too. Maybe
And they over 40 points because I think it's going to be more of a 24-21 game.
All right,
27-20 game.
We're all taking the Bills there. So we got the Cardinals at the Eagles.
You can go
I
first
think
on
we
this
all
one.
know who I'm taking there. I'm taking the
you
Eagles.
took the Cardinals, right?
Are you taking the Cardinals?
No, I said you
Oh,
took
me
the
too,
Cardinals,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon.
Little
That
Kyler?
snake.
Little Kyler?
Need the Eagles,
Eagles.
here. I'm
Eagles.
taking the Eagles.
Eagles.
Everyone's taking the Eagles?
Eagles.
If the Eagles don't win that one, it's a bad look
That's
for
got
the
to be
Eagles,
like an
I
18
think.
Oh,
point.
yeah, it is.
But hey, Kyler Murray is a little feet out there running around.
I'll tell you what, Kyler plays us pretty well. I think the last year when it was either last year or the year before we played the Cardinals, we barely won.
It's only
So-
10.5.
Him on the field's a different Cardinals team, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Romy, what was the name of that quarterback?
Colt
Who was,
McCoy.
no, who was playing for the Cardinals early? And
Dobbs.
yeah, he got traded
Yeah,
to the
he
Vikings.
traded to NASA.
He stinks. People were all about him. We're
I
like,
picked him
oh,
up. I played him. He got me some wins in one
Did
of my
he?
leagues.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
That's it.
He's a
He's
flash in the pan, though. He's
That's
not.
it. Yeah.
I heard some talk shows where people talk about like, oh, if someone just believes in this guy and builds around him, no.
No, he was getting pulled like in the second quarter at one game.
But it's because he's a genius.
I
He
don't know.
knows-
Look, you're 100 times smarter than I
yeah.
am.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
No, you're right.
Yep.
No,
I mean,
he's a competent backup. He can make a career.
He's a guy to he's a guy to call when
Chase Daniels type of guy.
same situation like
Brian Hoyer type of guy.
Same situation though where you get your quarterback hurt, you need someone to come fill in and learn the offense quick. You need a smart guy.
Yeah, he's a 10-year
You need a
backup. I
massive
think.
guy.
Yeah, you need a
He's
To
a
the
smart
moon
guy,
type of
too,
guy.
obviously. So, let's stop. We got the Panthers at the Jaguars. I'm gonna go ahead and call an upset alert. I'm taking the Panthers.
Okay. Shout out Andrew DiGiorgio.
Is he? Is he a Panther fan?
Panthers fan.
Oh, that's right. He is. He doesn't even like football, as he says. I'm not gonna make fun of him. Actually, never mind.
You sounded like you were going with an impersonation.
I
there.
was gonna make fun of him going with an impersonation, but for the sake of time, we gotta fly through this.
Don't make fun of him, because then I gotta explain it to him over the phone
Yeah.
for the
Hey,
45
hey,
minutes.
hey,
Hey,
I
we
know
were
you-
just joking,
Yeah.
man. No, I love the kid. I love.
No,
the
I
kid.
love DeGeorge. You kidding me?
My boy.
the Jaguars because they need the win,
Jags going desperation.
This is a tough one.
and the Panthers will lose.
I do.
Well, it doesn't
like,
matter if they lose or not.
I
'cause
do
they have
like
the
what you're
Bears pick.
saying with the Panthers, though. But I think I go Jags.
Jags. Okay. Raiders at the Colts. I'm gonna go Colts. I believe in Gardner. I believe in Shane Steichen, and I believe in that franchise. To be honest with you, that's how fucking good of a coach Shane Steichen is. By the way, offensive coordinator for the Eagles last year.
Yeah.
we miss him. Eagles desperately miss Shane
I believe
Steichen.
it.
Yeah,
Their offense still great, but
Oh, that's yeah. I'm
taking,
picking the Colts.
I don't know. Raiders are hot. Raiders are real hot. They're really
Aren't they
riding.
isn't that
starting-
funny to say?
They're riding with who's their interim coach.
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
They are riding him. They're like a whole new team.
They are?
should-
Max Crosby smoking the cigars after a win.
Ex-alcoholic.
Hey.
You know, sober. Not
He
like
should,
me.
Get at least an interview for their coaching job next year.
Oh,
At
I
least an
think
interview.
he wants to stay there. They asked him a couple times. He's like, because he wore like the black Air Forces or whatever. He goes, yeah, we're just here on business.
Oh, and really quick, going back to the Colts head coach, who was the OC of the Eagles last year. How it's hard to build a dynasty when your coaching staff gets poached every
Oh, yeah.
year.
Yeah,
And that's what
it's
the
tough.
everybody came for the Patriots.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's only hard
and
if
now
it's
come tell
coming
me
from.
if it's
Raiders.
But you,
It's
no. You see success and your team gets poached.
yeah.
but hold on,
I
like
know.
the Patriots' success. I don't know if you're trying to say that the Patriots had a harder
Gave
road
them
because
their
they were always in the
success?
Super Bowl and they were losing coordinators. But everyone knows the success was all about Bill. Bill always had the control. Never had anything to do with those coordinators. Never.
But a lot of the times those coordinators stayed too.
Well, it's
I'm
later-
about Bill.
all I'm
later
saying,
It's about
years.
Bill.
all
Yeah,
I'm
no?
saying, the
exactly.
better you get, the more people come in and try to take your
Correct.
stuff.
Very true. Very
Oh
true.
yeah.
I'm just
Which
making
leaves
sure.
you at a disadvantage a little bit. So you
But I
need to have
do
a plug
like
and play.
I do like the Colts defense.
and it's harder. It's harder. You know.
I do
True.
like the Colts defense.
Yeah, speaking of the Colts defense, Shaq Leonard recorded his first sack with us this last
Yeah.
week. Shaq Leonard showing up.
Quiddy Pay, local Rhode Island guy.
Yeah, Hendricken, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Hendricken,
that.
yeah.
Check that out.
I've been tackled by him.
Have you?
Yeah.
You were tackled by an NFL player?
That's it. That's my claim to fame.
Check that out, dude. That's cool. That's something cool to talk about, though.
Guy's
That's,
like
that's
6'4",
interesting.
270.
He definitely didn't look like what he looks like now. I'll tell you that. He wasn't as
Built,
yoked
yeah,
up.
yeah.
What was that? College, high school? What do you?
High school.
High
Yeah,
school? That's
yeah.
pretty fun.
Would you play?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
I
cool.
played- Well, it was on a kickoff, but yeah.
That's so
I,
exciting.
No, what school?
I played at West.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Hendricken
Yeah.
played West.
Yeah.
What
Every
you were?
year.
So you were a punt returner or a kickoff returner?
No, I kicked off. I was a kicker.
Why would you get tackled?
Well, it was
Because
it was
he-
coming. It
Quiddy
was coming
Pay
close
ran.
by, and I
Oh,
ran.
so he was
I went to
blocking.
go like make
You
a
got
tackle, and I
blindsided?
just got wrecked. And I was because it was after he already committed to go and play at Michigan.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, he was playing for millions of dollars. he
I
was
was
like, "Let
like-
me
I was
fucking
like-
kill this white kid."
I was like, yeah. I just got cracked.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
yeah, I'm going with the Raiders here.
Oh, so we got a Raiders pick. All right.
Wow.
I like it though. It's fun.
Sorry.
What's their?
Sometimes you got to pick a different pick if you want to get ahead.
Yeah.
You know.
You
I don't know if that's why you're doing it or not, but
I don't know. Raiders been standing on business.
they have been. I like Antonio.
I just like the Colts
Anytime a
Colts are a good
at
team.
home. At home.
Gardner Minshew.
they are, yeah.
Like we said.
It's just anytime a team is playing with an interim head coach, they usually play pretty hard.
Oh, they play like fire. Yeah, but
They
they,
wanna-
did
they-
lose.
yeah.
They did get smoked too a couple weeks. So
They beat Kansas City at Kansas City.
they did.
That was the last game they played, so.
Worst bet to take was Moneyline KC last week.
Yeah, I hope you didn't put a
Oh,
lot
that's
on
a
it.
definite. I'll just put it in a parlay.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. I was like,
You're
oh,
wrong.
Kansas City at home, Christmas. Oh,
All right, we're gonna
Rams
fly through
Giants.
these last 6
I
games.
know. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, we're good. I love it. I love the extra banter. So we get an extra 6 games to cover. Minute 15 to do it. Rams at Giants. I'm taking Rams because the Rams have been incredibly hot. They're playing for a
Tyrod
playoff
Taylor,
spot.
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh.
I don't know. I gotta go Rams.
I was gonna say, come on.
I'll pick Rams, but Giants to cover because West Coast teams don't cover coming east at 1 o'clock.
Okay, well we all got the Rams though. It makes sense. 49ers at Commanders. I'll tell you what. Give me the commies.
Wow.
Wow.
I told you.
Brandon Ayuk will get a couple touchdowns, right?
That's fine with me. I told you I pick with. I'm a fan. You know.
Okay.
I'm not picking necessarily who I think's going to win. I'm picking who I'm rooting for.
You're picking against the Niners.
Hey, you're 500 on the year. You were telling me on your
Yep.
pick, so got to be doing something right.
It's a push.
I'm taking Niners. Brandon Ayuk's gonna have a day.
I'm picking Niners, and this goes against my 1 o'clock West Coast teams going east, but the Niners have to win. The Commanders have to lose.
It's a much better team versus a much worse team.
I agree.
You know,
They'll
so
figure. Commanders will cover, I bet, but they'll figure out a way to win.
I'm
Niners will
hoping
win.
just because maybe they're in Washington. You know, they handle business. Riverboat Ron. You know. Steelers at the Seahawks. Woo, Mason Rudolph. What do we think? Was that a fluke last week? Is Mason Rudolph for real?
Who's starting for Seattle? Is
Good
it
luck
Geno?
playing
Geno.
in Seattle, though. Good luck playing in Seattle.
I'm taking
man.
Seahawks.
Seattle.
12th man.
I don't care who, if it's Locke or Geno.
Mason Rudolph did have a pretty solid game, though.
He did. He played really
They
well.
were chanting his name.
It's Seahawks.
Good thing they're not
going.
playing the Browns.
I love Tomlin.
Garrett.
Like,
Miles Garrett.
I know.
I love
Fucking
Tomlin.
crack
if,
his head open.
If the Pats could
I
get
saw
Tomlin
a
as the
clip.
West Coast.
Someone grabbed the helmet on the seat, and they were like, no.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah.
They were like, none of that again.
That's funny.
But I'm going to go Seahawks.
Okay. So we got everyone's taking the Seahawks then, correct?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. We got 3 games left.
and
The
Chiefs?
fuck are we looking at? Bengals at Chiefs.
I think it's a must-win for the Chiefs.
Yeah, agreed.
Taking the
Agreed.
Chiefs. It's a must-win.
Yep.
If they lose this game, I think they're going to start questioning some things.
We all
Kansas
taking the
City.
Chiefs there, absolutely, without a doubt. I think Andy Reid could be losing the sideline a little bit with Travis Kelce throwing his helmet and shit, you know?
Throwing helmets, throwing temper tantrums.
Dude,
With the
come on, dude.
refs.
To tell me
I get
Patrick
all that
Mahomes doesn't
stuff.
look like a massive bitch after the way that he won the Super Bowl with James Bradbury on a holding call talking about
Yeah.
the refs deciding the game, and then James Bradbury holding call decides that game.
I think the Chiefs are going to make a big move. They're going to restructure like the Mahomes contract this offseason and make money available for a stud receiver to come in because they don't have
They
anybody.
need
They're
someone.
not the same without
They're not.
Tyreek.
They're
I'm
not.
telling you. Tyreek is a game changer no matter what team he's on, what field he's on. Put him on a kick return, whatever. Get him out there on the field. He's a different
All the
kind of guy.
quarterback can do is throw the ball to the guy. He's got to catch it. He's going to run away from the defender. He's going to get open.
And I feel
But-
bad for Mahomes a little bit, but like Brady did that.
Ah, fuck Mahomes. I don't feel
Brady
bad
did
for
that
him. You
shit
kidding me?
all day. Brady played with shit receivers, made them stars. He got them paid, so
Because he
Do
knows
that.
where to throw the ball.
do that. Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't name the GOAT
He
5
hits-
years into
yeah.
a career.
You hit him in the
yeah, that
you hit
pisses
him
me
in
off a little bit. It's like,
Calling
you hit a
Mahomes the
receiver
GOAT.
in the hands, they should catch the ball.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's true.
Kadarius Toney.
well, that's
but
football too. That's football.
Correct.
Yep, yep.
Those
right.
are the right people.
Let's see. Chargers at the Broncos. Oh my God, they just sat
is a
Russell
wash.
Wilson.
Stiddy,
This is
former
a wash.
Patriot, great.
Two
Jared
backup
Stidham
quarterbacks?
started.
Stidham is
Stiddy.
Big Dick Stidham.
Big Dick Stidham.
I don't.
Broncos.
Broncos. JP's taking Broncos.
have
You
their
taking the
defense.
Broncos too?
Yeah, with Keenan Allen with touchdowns.
No.
I'm taking the Chargers.
I think I'm taking the Chargers as well, and I think Keenan Allen lights up the Broncos defense, baby.
I better hope Patrick Surtain's not covering his
Isn't
ass.
that a weird story though? The Russell Wilson thing where they told him, "Hey,
They
you're not
told him,
going to
yeah.
start."
And he
Like,
still commanded that offense. They're like, you're
that's
gone.
when they were like 1-5, and he went on a huge winning streak.
Yeah. I think he was just trying to
Interesting.
prove a point too. But
It's a weird the Denver's a weird story.
Yeah. Very
Russell
like,
Wilson's
so
a weird story.
Yep.
It's the Peyton Manning fucking curse. You know?
You think?
I don't know.
They traded it all in for Manning. They got a Super Bowl. And then now they got to deal with Russell Wilson and all that bullshit.
I think them getting Sean Payton though was a good move for them. He's a good coach.
This is a toss-up.
Yeah. I don't think the problem with the Broncos is Sean Payton. I think definitely Russell is a diva. You know, he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a football player.
No, he's
You know, Pete must have
he's
had.
an oddball too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. We don't even know what magic Pete must have been working.
Yeah.
When Russ was there.
I'll tell you, I saw a clip the other day with Carroll on the sideline with Marshawn Lynch, and he was explaining the play. He's like, hey, we're going to run this guard over here, and you're going to have the hole here. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Don't go to the B gap. Don't go to the C gap, whatever. Just don't go around. And all Marshawn Lynch said was like, I'll read it. I'll read it. And he kept on saying that. And then Marshawn Lynch got on going, I'll read it. And he goes, okay, fine. You'll read it? He goes, yeah, I'll read it. He's like, all right, that's all you want.
Yeah.
And he walked away. He was like, finally. I'm talking to just a football player here. Just
Yeah, Marshawn not the brightest bulb on the tree.
like Pete Carroll
might be a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Yeah.
I'll give you the
sharpest
Pete
tool.
Carroll. Like he's good. He's a good coach.
You were,
Oh, yeah.
What Pilardi said about him last week?
What do you say?
Chomping his gum.
Yeah,
right?
I was talking about how he was talking about how old Bill was, and I was like, "Nah, Pete's older than him." And he was like, "Nah, Pete,
like a
he's
year.
still got his hand on his knees, looking down. He's chomping his gum like a camel." It's so true. You'd never know Bill was older than he is. Yeah, exactly.
Packers
All right,
Vikings.
last game of the week.
matchup.
Packers at the Vikings. I got the pack, baby. I got the pack. I believe.
Jordan Love.
I believe in
Jordan
love
Love.
against the Vikings, at least.
Who is the quarterback for the Vikings this week?
Is it even NASA? Is it even
No,
that
it's
guy?
Mullins.
No. It's
Mullins,
no,
right? No?
it's not Mullins. It's not.
It's the other guy
NASA.
that they put in.
Wow.
Let's see.
Well, why would anyone take anyone besides the Packers here?
It's a toss up at quarterback here. I
The
think.
Vikings looked bad against the Lions last week. And what are they? 7-8 now.
Yeah, I don't see an argument for the Vikings.
I know. I think Green Bay's the pick here.
We got 20 seconds.
Ready? Pick. Hold on.
I mean, I was very confident in this. So I got the pack. I don't think the Vikings are going to do
It's
shit
even
this year.
too. It's +0 on both
Oh,
sides.
wow.
Yeah, that's a toss up.
Well, that's
Out of all
Edge
toss-ups.
Packers then, because
Jaron Hall. Never
Packers.
heard of him.
I think
Vikings
Packers.
bench
JP
Nick
goes
Mullins.
Packers.
Packers.
Vikings bench Nick Mullins for rookie QB Jaron Hall
That's rough.
ahead of a must-win game.
That's rough.
Packers.
Yeah,
Is
go
Jordan
Packers.
Love
Yeah,
good
go
enough
Packers.
to win? Maybe, but he's not bad enough to lose to that guy.
Skull though.
All right, so we all go pack here. All right, boys.
This is fun. This is great.
Yep.
No Monday night games.
Mike, can I ask a question real quick?
Before we head out,
Your
what do-
prediction.
What do we got?
Your prediction on the fantasy match.
Yeah, let's get your pick for the
Yeah,
fantasy
please.
matchup.
My prediction for the fantasy matchup.
Let me show you.
I
Here.
got it.
You got
Right
it?
here. We're right here.
Yeah, we got to add that to the last pick of week 17.
Yeah, because it's yours and not ours.
We know who we're going to pick.
Yep.
My.
Yeah, I'm going to pick JP. He's going to pick me.
And I'm gonna pick here, not rooting for anybody. Okay, I'm just picking objectively. This is what we're doing, or are we changing the lineups?
I think that's barring injuries. That's what I'm doing.
I think I'm rocking with it here.
I might have to pick a running
I'm
back
gonna
up.
I'm gonna contemplate my life on the ride home about Joe Flacco, but
I think Flacco scores about what he's projected.
This is
I
gonna
don't
be
think
great.
he's scoring over
16. I'd love that. No 30. No 25.
I need 20.
I'll tell you what, though. You know where I think the difference here is?
Look at projection like Goff and St. Brown.
Puka's scoring more than 14 points.
every game.
Yeah.
Puka's going to score 25 points, I think.
Need
That's
it.
why Diggs
Don't want it.
Diggs
need
touchdown slump needs to stop against the Pats.
This really comes down to, does George Kittle have one of his stinkers?
It.
Does
Need it.
Joanne Johnson show up? Dude, Joanne Johnson scored over 20 points.
I know. He had a big game last
Man.
week. I mean, you just need who's it? Carr's their quarterback, right? We just need Carr to dump him down.
Kenneth Walker and Chip Robert. Dude,
I almost
you know
grabbed
what?
Tyson Hill.
I gotta say this, JP. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I
love it.
think
I love your honest opinion.
I think Matt edges you out by less than 5 points.
It's a Puka.
It's gonna be
Not-
it's gonna be
the
like
running
a
backs.
0.3
It-
winning game.
It's
Like,
going to be close, I think.
It's
But
Pollard
the
and
running
Henry.
backs. It's Pollard and Henry versus Kenneth Walker and Chuba Hubbard. And I think
His receivers do cancel my receivers out. I mean, that's my strength. Yeah, that's my strongest strength.
I just think the running backs are, I think he has a big advantage at running back. I don't think Chuba's scoring more than 7 points. I don't think Kenneth Walker is scoring more than 12. And I think Pollard definitely scores 15. I think Derrick Henry definitely scores 15. I think that's where it is. I think
love
the
you
number one seed
I love you
edges
for
you
the
out.
honesty. Love it.
It's going to be a great
I
matchup.
hope it comes to fruition.
exciting.
I really do.
JP versus everybody. I'm going to bring this back to the locker room and,
exciting.
and, motivate them.
Yeah.
Hang up the
let 'em know.
newspaper article on the wall saying we're not the underdog, but we are.
Like Al Pacino on Any Given Sunday, that
That's it.
speech. You got
Let 'em
to
know.
crawl for that. You got to scratch for that inch. You know?
JP's gonna go watch Any Given Sunday tonight.
And just memorize that speech.
He's gonna watch Miracle. He's gonna watch all the hype speeches.
Yep.
Friday
Radio,
Night Lights.
Muddy Ducks, all that stuff,
Oh, the Mighty Ducks. You gave me
Mighty
Mighty
Ducks.
Ducks speeches before when
I
I
have.
first started working here.
I have.
Mighty Ducks is one of my favorite.
The most
movies
important
of
thing
all
about
time.
life is showing up.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, this is fun.
This is great. Thank you for having me. This
Thank
is
you
great.
for having
Number one,
having
number
me.
2 seed, the championship game. I'm super excited to watch, and I think we're all going to leave here and go watch
this.
Joe Flacco, see what Joe Flacco does, right?
Mike, thank you for hosting the podcast.
Yeah,
we
hey.
appreciate
Of
it.
course,
You're
of
doing a
course.
great job.
Love it.
Follow
Commish the
Mike.
league.
Love
Commish
watching
the
the,
league.
podcast. Love being
Yeah.
on it.
Co-commish.
Yep. Yep. Well, hey, I made all those videos, baby. You like those? Everyone's entertained.
I love it.
Everyone likes my chat GPT emails. All right, everyone. So make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Let us know your picks. Let us know if you think JP, the number 2 seed, or Matt, the number 1 seed, is going to win. And make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe to the channel, 2 and 6 Sports. And we'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you watch those games and pick them.